And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so glad you are with us tonight as we get ready for Crest Charger football on KTC Broadcasting. It's Paul Foster along with Robbie Roop, and welcome into the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Ingalls Markets. Low prices, love the savings. What a big one we've got for you here tonight as unbeaten Crest is hosting a highly ranked team not only in the state but in the nation as well, 2-1 Weddington. Robbie Roop, good evening.
I tell you what, Paul, when you talk about primetime matchups, this was one when the season started, a lot of people had circled, and two teams that when they talk about being ranked in the state in the top 10, regardless of classifications, that's these two teams. We could be in for a dandy tonight between Weddington and Crest.
A lot of talent on both sides, and we're going to break that down for you here in just a few minutes. We'll also, of course, go on the sidelines and hear from our sideline reporter, Tim Foster, who's a part of the crew. And the first thing we'll do when we come back after our first break is, Rob, I believe you got a conversation lined up with head coach Greg Lloyd.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with Greg Lloyd about this game, and we'll hear from him soon.
All right, sounds good. So stay with us, everybody, and spread the word that our game tonight is streaming on YouTube, ktcbroadcasting.com, YouTube tonight, Crest and Weddington, scheduled for a 7:30 kickoff, and we'll be right back with the action and the coverage here on KTC Broadcasting.
2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
In Cleveland County, you might see me at a local sporting event, the Cleveland County Fair. We might cross paths at the grocery store or at the next benefit. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local professional when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on most. I'm Bert Costner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. And to learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money, be sure to ask for me, Bert Costner, 704-482-2436.
Call Bert Costner, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, today.
Check out the Big E Gaffney, Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center, located at Exit 90 on I-85 near the Gaffney Outlet Marketplace. Complete with a large arcade where you can test your skills on some sensational game selections. The Big E also provides an 8-screen premium movie theater featuring new releases, and it's the perfect spot to host a birthday party. There's even a 16-lane bowling center, a snack bar where, man, the pizza's so good, plus laser tag, mini golf, and a massive indoor playland. Find out more at thebigEgaffney.com.
Bradley's now is a bucket truck. What does that mean? That means they can now install outdoor signs, even outdoor lighted signs. Talk with them about designing, creating, and installing your new sign. And of course, see them for logo designs, vehicle lettering, banners, magnets, trophies, plaques, acrylics, t-shirts, and more. They are now truly your one-stop shop. Bradley's, 2522 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at bradleysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too. Your Train dealer for Cleveland County and the surrounding areas is CSI Mechanical. And right now, Train is offering some great fall specials, like up to $600 in rebates for qualified Train air conditioners and furnaces, up to $2,000 on qualified Train heat pumps, and up to $1,200 for other eligible expenses, like electrical upgrades for heat pump installations. Find out more. Call your local Train dealer, CSI Mechanical, 704-600-6267. Online at csimechanical.com, located at 410 South Post Road in Shelby.
We continue with our countdown to kick off the Ingles pregame show here for Crest Football on KTC Broadcasting. Hey, it's time to move into the coach's interview of the week. Of course, we'll hear from Crest coach Greg Lloyd next. Built in 1932 and lovingly restored, the Hunt House Bed and Breakfast offers guests a unique blend of history, hospitality, and modern comfort. That is the Hunt House Bed and Breakfast in Lattimore. Let's go to our interview.
Here with head coach Greg Lloyd. Coach, another good win for the Chargers last Friday.
Yeah, I thought we played good. We scored in all three phases. Home opener, and I thought it was pretty electric in the stadium. The scoreboard was awesome. The sound system was awesome, and I thought we played pretty well and very proud of our players.
Coach, you've got 3 games under your belt now. What's an area maybe that this team has surprised you in, something maybe you didn't expect to already be happening for this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a pretty good togetherness as a group. A lot of them, we're a pretty veteran team, but hey, our kicking game's been really good. I knew it would be better, but I think it's even better than we was expecting at this point. So we're getting a lot of good kickoffs, and we've punted, we've protected the kicker and punted pretty well and covered kicks well. So I'm really pleased with what we're doing in the kicking game. We spend time on it, and it's paying off. And just all in all, I think we've played pretty well as a group, and we're just looking forward to another tough one this week.
Coach, you open up, you take on a couple county rivals, you take on a team in Asheville that's got a great history. Then you figure, what the heck? Let's play one of the best teams in North Carolina. Yeah. Weddington Warriors come to town.
Yeah, they are definitely one of the best teams in the state, one of the best teams in multiple states. I mean, they can beat just about anybody. They're that good. They're a well-coached group. They got some high-level talent, especially on their defense. They're just very impressive, and they're used to winning. They're used to winning championships, and the challenge is great. And we're going to really need to play our best football tonight.
Coach, you got a little healthy going into this last week. Got a couple guys back that hadn't been with you before. How are you health-wise?
Yeah, we're pretty healthy, and we're doing our very best to try to take care of our kids. And getting Stowe and Melton back was good, and they both contributed last Friday to the victory, and we should have everybody ready to go.
Coach, speaking of health-wise, one thing that you have now that last year you kind of struggled with, athletic trainer-wise,
yeah.
You're doing well now in that area.
Yeah, old Trip, Trip High, he's a great one, and man, he does a great job, and it just makes life so much better. And he's a Crest Charger, and Trip Hastings is a phenomenal trainer, and we're lucky to have him.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you, Robbie.
Coach's interview with Greg Lloyd. Our thanks to Robbie Roop, and our pregame show presented by Ingles Markets continues right after this brief but important timeout here from KTCBroadcasting.com.
The Clay Barnett Funeral Home in Shelby gives you 5 reasons to choose aquamation over cremation. Aquamation is a gentle, dignified process. It's a process that uses 95% water instead of fire. 20% more ash remains are returned to the family. It is a green process with no emissions and no harmful greenhouse gases. And aquamation prices start at $25.95, and payment plans are available with credit approval. Consider aquamation, exclusively offered by Clay Barnett Funeral Home. Online at claybarnett.com, with locations at 303 Pfeiffer Road, Kings Mountain, and 1401 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. It's the 101st Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. Plan now to bring the family out for a big night of fun. Entertainment includes the Majestic Spectacular Thrill Show, Canines in Flight, the High-Flying All-American Frisbee Dogs, the Magic of Lance Gifford, Act Monsters Chainsaw Art, and the Demolition Derby. And Right Off for Rides will be back with over 40 exciting rides. And, of course, the many food vendors, games, livestock, and other attractions. The 101st Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. Y'all come. It'll be fun. Cleveland Funeral Services in Shelby is proud to serve the people of Shelby and the surrounding communities with traditional funerals, memorials, celebrations of life, cremations, prestige collections, and grief counseling services. Managed by veteran Dean Vincent, who is proud to serve our country and proud to serve you in your time of need. Cleveland Funeral Services, 2518 West Dixon Boulevard, Highway 74 West in Shelby. Online at clevelandfuneralservices.com. Why should you buy from Discovery Nissan in Shelby? Well, there's plenty of reasons. First, the selection. Over 200 vehicles in stock. Also a 3-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on new purchases. Conditions do apply. Also, the first 2 oil changes are free. And Discovery Nissan is paying a $500 referral fee. And coming Saturday, September 20th from 4 to 5 is their first ever car care clinic. Experience the difference at Discovery Nissan, where community commitment and cars come together. 631 South Post Road, Shelby. Online at discoverynissan.com.
Fountain Electric and Service is one team, one goal, providing integrity across the region since 1946 when it comes to residential, commercial, and industrial electrical needs. And listen to this, get your vehicle running right for those road trips at Fountain Auto Tech. They can provide an oil change, tire rotation, brake check, and even a battery test. That way you get your vehicle healthy and tested. You'll leave Fountain Auto Tech with confidence. Learn more at fountainautotech.com and on their Facebook page.
It's the Slingshot Showstopper sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get up to $3,000 customer cash on remaining 2024 models, plus 15% off accessories. Plus, it's the all-out summer sales event on all Polaris models with up to $4,000 off 2024 models and financing at 0% for up to 60 months. And save big on the Suzuki King Quad ATVs with 0% financing for up to 36 months or $1,600 in customer cash. At Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Don't wait till it's freezing cold outside. Now is the time to get your fireplace serviced by Future Energy Company in Shelby. Say you don't have a fireplace? Well, see Woody Padgett and Future Energy Company for all kinds of fireplaces and gas logs. And for those backyard cookouts, check out the Big Green Egg or Grills by Primo and the Broil Master Outdoor Kitchens. Future Energy Company, serving this area since 1983, 130 West Graham Street in Shelby, online at futureenergyco.com.
We continue on YouTube, ktcbroadcasting.com, our countdown to kickoff for Crest football, presented by Ingles Markets. Low prices, of course, you're going to love the savings. Paul Foster back with the Robster. Robbie Roop will bring Tim along the Crest sidelines into the broadcast in just a moment as well. But, Rob, from your conversation with Greg Lloyd, let's now flip the page and let's talk about this Weddington team. Man, a lot of talent, and in particular, the defense.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Paul. Looking at this defense, a couple of the guys on that side, the Harris twins, Aiden and Andrew Harris, both those guys are going to South Carolina. You also have T.J. Davis. That is Thomas Davis Jr. Of course, everybody remembers
Yes.
Thomas Davis played for the Panthers. He's signed to go to Notre Dame. So there you got there's 3 Division I players, and then Bryce Johnson, who just transferred in from Providence Day, as well as a D1 player up front. This front 7 for Weddington may be about as good as anybody's going to see in the state of North Carolina. They are loaded up front.
Yeah, you mentioned the Harris twins already committed to the Gamecocks. You mentioned a prize-winning football team like Notre Dame, and a lot of these guys are going to be going to some other big names in the months to come.
But, Paul, it was funny. I was talking to my wife about this. I said, golly, I said, wow, a couple kids going to South Carolina. I said, the kid going to Notre Dame. That's pretty impressive. I said, wait a minute. We got a kid going to Virginia. We got a kid going to NC State. We got a kid going to Duke. Wait a minute. We ain't the only team rolling D1 players on the field Friday night.
And way to go to these ACC recruiters to keep the guys in the ACC.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate that. On the offensive side of the football, they've got a first-year quarterback, a new quarterback, but yet he's been around because I believe he may even be in his senior year in Powell. And then out of the backfield, the 2 running backs in particular, Barrino and Anson, are going to be one that Chris is going to have to try to contain.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And they when you watch them offensively, they don't do anything fancy. They just do it well. You can tell they're a well-coached team. Another guy to keep an eye on is Matthew McCoy from the H-back spot for this team. He doesn't get the football a lot, But if they're going to run it, they're going to run behind him. He is a grown man out there on the offensive side of the ball. He's another player to keep an eye on for this Weddington football team.
And what that really means for me is that how bad does Crest want this opportunity? All eyes across much of the state are paying attention to this game and this broadcast tonight. So, Rob, to me, our young men have got to become full-fledged men. You got to compete at that level tonight.
That's exactly right. You know, this is why you play these games. You want to have the opportunity to play in a game like this, to play against a top team in the state. You want to give it your best effort.
We're going to see if our third colleague of the team has got his ears on and have an opportunity to go down to the sideline for the first time this evening here in our Ingles pregame show. Those sideline reports for Crest are presented by Cleveland Community College. Tim Foster, man, we've already been talking about it. So is Greg Lloyd. What a huge game coming up here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Paul and Rob. Yeah, no doubt about it. You got a little Queen playing in the stadium. It's a big game, Paul. With Weddington coming to town, it's pretty remarkable what they've done over these last 13 years. State champions 2 years ago, but it seems like the visitors tonight are in the third round, fourth round state champions. We know what this Crest program has done over the last 25 and 30 years. It's a statement both tonight. And Paul, I think one of the keys, and I know you're going to be talking about it as we get closer to kickoff tonight, but certainly the line of scrimmage. Crest has got to win that battle tonight to have success. Certainly they come in as the underdog. Weddington started the year nationally ranked, still in the top 150. They've got a lot of weapons, but these Crest Chargers have got a lot of weapons as well. And Rob and Paul, think about this number. Crest coming in tonight averaging 40 points a game. Weddington coming in defensively giving up just 14. Something will certainly give with these two teams here tonight.
You're right, Tim. Thank you so much. Cleveland Community College gained valuable skills in 10 weeks or less. Get in touch with the folks at Cleveland Community College. Tim Foster on the sideline report for Crest football. Rob, let's go ahead, if you don't mind, sir, and let's mention our Crest player to watch this week, and that is presented by the Big E, Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center in Gaffney, home of the game room, the laser tag, and also the movies await you at the Big E.
Yeah, I tell you what, taking several choices I think we go with for the Chargers, but again, we're talking about a big game, big environment. Who's going to make the big plays? I'm looking towards Lyric Pettis tonight for the Chargers.
Good choice.
I think he's a chance from that secondary spot to have a big game, and maybe even some opportunities on the offensive side as well. Keep an eye on Lyric tonight for the Chargers.
All right, you heard it from Robbie Roop. We know what Lyric means to this team, and we are going to need him to do some big things tonight, as we're going to need all these Chargers against this very impressive Weddington Warriors team. The Chargers and the Warriors go to battle in just a few minutes. We hope you'll stay with us as we continue with our countdown to kickoff, the Ingles Markets pregame show. It's Crest football, and we're right here on YouTube, and we're on ktcbroadcasting.com.
A small college town could be right for you. Gardner-Webb University is a private Christian liberal arts university in Boiling Springs that was founded in 1905. Whether you're graduating high school, transferring universities, pursuing an advanced degree, or returning to the classroom as an adult, Gardner-Webb has over 80 majors awaiting you. Become a part of Bulldog Nation. More at gardner-webb.edu. Make sure to catch a home-running Bulldogs football game through November 22nd.
Is your home or business in need of a new roof or gutters? Look no further than Gutter Guys. Gutter Guys provides complete gutter and roofing solutions in our entire area, and even in Columbia, South Carolina. With over 22 years experience, Gutter Guys specializes in metal and shingle roofing, seamless gutters, and copper works. If your roof and gutters need some attention, Gutter Guys is here to help you. No job is too big or too small. So give them a call today at 704-879-4384 for Gutter Guys. Serving the Carolinas since 2003.
Help! Help! He's back in town!
Yeah, I'm back in town, and this town is going down. It's me, Clint Eatswood, and I can't be stopped. I eat all the wood I see, and there's nothing you can do.
Someone call H&H Pest Control. They'll stop Clint Eatswood.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Stop Clint Eastwood before he destroys your home. Call H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing at 704-482-2847. Online at hhpci.com. Yes, Cleveland and Rutherford counties, there's a mobile home supply store here for you. That's H&M Industries between Shelby and Forest City, right off Highway 74 West. No matter what you need, mobile home doors, windows, tubs, showers, roofing, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, hardware, and more. Anything. See H&M Industries for your mobile home supplies. Located at 3931 Sunset Boulevard, Shelby, off Highway 74 West. Online at hmiindustries.com. Call 704-434-9900. Like them on Facebook, too. To get that high grass cut down, you need an attack cat. Like a new Bobcat mower from Hojo Outdoor Power in Shelby. Jump on that grass with a new Bobcat. Come check out their line of Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing at 0% for up to 48 months. There's nothing like a Bobcat. From Hojo Outdoor Power, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Go! We're going down to the Honda shop. I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Get on your Honda and ride red during the Ride Red Summer Sales Event at Honda Motorcycles in Shelby. For over 45 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area with sales, parts, and service. And now get low-rate financing during the Honda Ride Red Sales Event. Use your bonus bucks on accessories, a down payment, or the Honda Care Protection Plan during the Ride Red Summer Sales Event. Going on now at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
Pre-game show, countdown to kickoff, presented by Ingalls Markets, continues. We're in our final moment or two before tonight's kickoff of Crest hosting Weddington. Game number 4 of the season for the Chargers. They're 3-0. Rob, Weddington coming in at 2-1. By the way, they were knocked off in week 2 to Myers Park, 28-18. Rob, I think you might have had a chance to see that Myers Park Crest preseason game.
I did, and I told everybody after watching Myers Park against Crest over at Gardner Webb, Myers Park was going to be some problems. And I thought Crest and Myers Park had a great scrimmage. Myers Park ended up winning by a touchdown, but I thought played pretty evenly for a half. So I think it says a lot about what this game could be as well. Again, 2 outstanding programs.
By the way, Weddington, they're members of the Southern Carolina Conference. That's 6A, 7A. Weddington is large enough to be in the 7A category. And a familiar name also in that conference is one Charlotte Catholic, and those 2 teams will be meeting a little later in the season. We talked about Weddington being ranked 8th in the state in many polls this week. Crest, by the way, 15th ranked on in the statewide poll. And we're going to see what happens as Crest has to face this big defense tonight. Rob, let's quickly mention some other games going on tonight, and that includes Shelby at West Lincoln. That game being, of course, covered by KTC Broadcasting. The Burns Bulldogs on this evening are hosting Lincolnton. And let's also quickly mention that Kings Mountain tonight is taking on Charlotte Catholic, by the way.
Yeah, remember last time those 2 teams got together, 7 overtimes between those 2 teams. So be interesting to see what happens there. But as you said, a big game for me is that Burns-Lincoln game. Talking about a new conference and how things could shake out, that game's going to have a big impact on who can win that conference.
The crowd just got a little louder because the Chargers are coming through the helmet tunnel, and they're making their way to the sideline. I want to mention something about an event right quick. The 5th quarter, that's what they're calling it, with the Praise Group 3-in-1 trilogy. It's worship and praise, including food, games, and more going on at Flint Hill Baptist Church after the game here tonight. So many of the Crest students, and of course everybody else, is invited to Flint Hill Baptist Church for the 5th quarter, a great event. And I tell you what, we need to come together as a nation, as a local community, everybody, after some of the things we have certainly witnessed in the recent news.
You're exactly right, Paul. Remember, sometimes you just got to watch out for your fellow man, and that's what we've got. We got each other, and we got to watch out for each other, and remember that we're all human.
Tell Tim, any final comments before we kick this baby off on the sidelines?
I tell you, Paul, a great atmosphere. There's media everywhere down here. So much excitement. Both teams fired up, and you can tell this has got a November-type feel to it right now, Paul. Paul, one note, I was told a little while ago, Crest will not be with the services of Chris Gunter tonight. He's under the weather. That does hurt a little bit, but, hey, other guys have got to step up. What a heavyweight matchup as we send it back up to you, Rob and Paul, and get this one underway.
Okay, thank you for that breaking news, and certainly sad news. We need everybody in a game like this. Sorry to hear that Gunter is going to be out, but thank goodness Brock Melton just recently returned for this team 1 week ago, and we'll see what he can do for us. By the way, Crest is kicking off to Weddington to begin our contest. And it is time for the Jammin' Jay's Pizza kickoff from the 40. There is the nice kick. Let's see if it is driven into the end zone. Yeah, good job by you-know-who, Carson Greer. No return. Weddington will come out. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to see, as Tim said, I want to see who's able to step up. Chris Gunter, that's a big replacement you're going to have to find for this defense. Who's going to step into that middle linebacker spot? I need Nehemiah Parker to play really well in this game now.
Don't forget about Jammin' Jay's Pizza, the all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Always a great family atmosphere. Walker Powell, quarterback, number 2 for this team from Weddington. And they'll keep it on the ground. Run number 1, trying to go straight at the Chargers up the middle. Maybe just 1 yard, and that'll be it. So a good job as the Chargers bring down Brody Anson. Just underway. Kings Mountain down already in their game. That one started at 7 o'clock, I understand. Charlotte Catholic 7, Kings Mountain 0. Thank you, J-Man Foster. 2nd down and 9. Here's a pitch play. Finding some room. Weddington breaks away from several tackles from inside to outside. That's going to turn into a big gain close to the 40-yard line, and that is our first Mi Pablito first down of the evening.
And that's one thing they want to do. They want to get the ball out quick, get it to athletes out in the space. They don't want their quarterback to have to stay back in the pocket and do a lot of things.
A 19-yard pickup takes it to the Weddington 40. Triple receivers to the near side in the formation this time with the one back. I believe, again, that may be Anson in the backfield. It'll go to either Anson or Barino. It is a handoff, finding a hole, and breaking away Anson to the 45. Crest 40, 35, 30, makes a stutter step move, and finally brought down, but not before he gets to the 22-yard line.
And once again, when you play a team like Weddington, Paul, you've got to do all the little things. Right there, a prime example. When you make that hit, you've got to make sure to wrap up. If you don't, they're going to fight for those extra yards, and it's going to lead to a big play.
Mi Pablito first down for Weddington, already in Crest territory early in our game. In the shotgun, brought down a high snap, and again, they're going to come right at Crest again. Brody Anson, he's going to pick up about 3. I think the ball will be at 19, 18-yard line of Crest.
Crest got a lot of guys in and out right now on the defensive line, trying to keep guys fresh.
Double receivers to the near side, one to the far side for Weddington. Another high snap, quarterback rolling out of the pocket. Slant is caught. A hard hit, but not before Matthew McCoy, the tight end, gets inside the 10 of Crest. So
see, there you go, Walker. Powell getting the ball out of his hands quickly. They're a prime example, just kind of a little sidearm throw there just to get out of his hands.
It is 1st and goal. Another first down. Weddington at the Crest 7-yard line as they've been able to easily move the football down the field. Looking to grow inside, cuts up the middle, finds the hole, and just like that, off of Kelson Tate, who just came in for the first time in the first carry, we have got a Wolfman Woods disc golf club touchdown. Come play on 100 acres of woods with the 2 18-hole courses. Time for a Cleveland Community College sideline report. Here's Tim.
Weddington made it look easy on that opening drive, Paul. Here is Owen McNulty, the junior kicker, to try to make it a 7-0 lead, and he does. Providing electrical services and contracting across the region on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's Weddington 7, Crest nothing. This is KTCBroadcasting.com.
Escape the elements and get back to comfortable with James River Equipment's Back to Cool special. Step inside a John Deere 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder tractor and enjoy the ultimate operator experience. The premium cab keeps you out of the dust, dirt, and bugs, while air ride seats and quiet climate-controlled interior lets you focus on getting more done. With up to $5,000 off and 0% financing for 72 months, there's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. James River delivers. Ends 9/26/25 with approved credit from John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
The Make This the Summer event is underway at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. We are putting performance in your hands. Purchase now and get a $2,250 bonus cash allowance. You may be eligible for up to a $10,000 annual tax deduction on interest paid on a new qualifying auto loan on all new 2025 Dodge Durango models. Come on in now for all the details during the Make This the Summer event at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
A short kick taken by one of the up men. Melton's got it. He's across the 30, 35, 40 to midfield. He will take it all the way to the Weddington 41-yard line, just what the Chargers needed after Weddington scored early in this game.
You know, I was watching Weddington on film. They did not kick the ball deep against Myers Park. I thought that's going to be interesting against Crest's return game, a chance to start with great field position.
You know, Rob, sometimes in a battle like this, you think about those regular offensive names and numbers you want to call, but sometimes it takes turnovers, a defensive or special teams play to come out on top.
Absolutely right.
So the ball's actually going to be marked at the 42, still, though, excellent. 42-yard line of Weddington as we see Crest on offense for the first time in this game. And, of course, number 0, Eli Hamrick in the backfield, QB, ready to go. And immediately a quick pass. Melton is on the receiving end of that one. As soon as he catches it, he goes down, but the short gain will take the Chargers inside the 40.
And that's one thing Coach Lloyd talked about as well. He knew they're going to have to make things happen quick against this front of this against this Weddington football team. They get to the ball quick.
If you're just tuning in, clock ticking, 9:27 to go in the first quarter. And on the Fountain Electric scoreboard, Weddington 7, Crest 0. On the Opington kick, Weddington took it several plays. We'll do a recap of Lovebird's Pizza as soon as we can. Hamrick's in trouble, being rushed. Is he going to run out of room? Now he's going to decide to keep it. Spins and goes out along the Crest sideline. Not going to get to the first down. He goes out close to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen, talked about Aiden Mason there, T.J. Davis giving pursuit there by Weddington. So 3rd and short here for the Chargers.
Yeah, after all that work by Eli, the spot was nothing like what I thought it was. Actually, well, not too bad. I said he got to the 32. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 33. Nonetheless, the big thing is it's 3rd down. 3rd down and a long yard. The heavy package is in. They're trying to push their quarterback ahead. Let's see where they mark that one, Rob. I think he should have that first down.
Yeah, I think he's got the first down.
And they do. Mi Pablito first down. Friday Night Lights, football fans, and good food from Mi Pablito. That's a winning combination. On that drive a little while ago, Weddington ended up with 3 Mi Pablito first downs. First one of the evening right there for the Chargers. Offense will stay on the field. 1st and 10 at the 30 now of Weddington. You want to take advantage of this opportunity. You've got to try to get points against a great team like this and that tough defense. Michael Edwards, oh my, he's not going to get through that tough defensive line. No gain on the play.
Yeah, I've seen about 5 Weddington jerseys in there to make the stop there at the defensive front.
Ball still at the 30. 5 plays a moment ago, 80 yards, and then at the end a 7-yard touchdown run by running back Kelson Tate, who we didn't hear a lot about coming into this game. That was for Weddington. And a reminder, that's your scoring recap. Lovebird's Pizza. All the pizzas are made fresh on their signature Southern-style fried pizza dough. 2nd down and 10. Again, packed up offense, but looking to go to the air, going to try to go to the corner of the end zone, going up for it. That's got to be interference, and there is. The intended receiver was Namaje Thompson, and the defender never turned around towards the football and took Thompson to the ground. So that's a CSI mechanical penalty flag and a big one that's going to help the Chargers.
Yeah, Thompson had his man beat. There's really nothing the Weddington defender could do other than just try to pull the man down.
All right, so this also gives Crest a MePubs first down, and they're at the 15-yard line after the penalty yardage. So this is going to be this is getting Crest closer to the end zone. 7:20 to go in our first quarter. Weddington up 7-0. The Chargers again using just one wide receiver this time to the far side of the field. A fake to Michael Edwards. Hamrick's in trouble, but he gets away from the defender in the backfield. He's going to have to just run the football, and he'll be driven out of bounds. And I know he didn't. It doesn't look like he picked up anything on that particular play.
Actually did a good job if he got back to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah.
With the pressure that was coming from Weddington.
It looks like we're going to call it about a half a yard or maybe to a yard loss. But like you said, Rob, that's a lot better than getting brought down in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Second down, and we'll call it 11. Second and 11 coming up for the Chargers. This is KTC Broadcasting. Glad you are tuned in with us tonight. Let's see what Hamrick wants to do this time from the shotgun. Quick outlet and caught, but no, dropped. Trying to make it at the line of scrimmage was Namache Thompson, and Thompson can't hang on. And Rob, even if he had, it looked like he would have been brought down immediately.
Yeah, he was sniffed out there by the DBs of Weddington. Again, Crest trying to get the ball out quickly. We're seeing both these teams not wanting a lot of time, football wasting a lot of time in the offensive backfield.
By the way, Crest is in their green and yellow. They got the green jerseys and the yellow pants with the stripes on tonight, the white numerals, and of course their regular helmets. All white tonight for Weddington. They have green in their uniform scheme as well. They've got green numerals and the green W on the helmets. Hamrick, an inside handoff. Can he find a hole? Only a short gain of 2 yards. And that'll be it for the Chargers. Waiting to see who was on the carry that time. I believe, yeah, it's Malachi Gamble. And it's going to be fourth down.
It's like Carson Greer coming out for the field goal attempt.
You want to get any points you can. You don't want to come away empty. You're at the 14-yard line. And let's see what happens on this field goal. Let's send it down. Cleveland Community College sideline report to Tall Tim.
25-yard attempt here for Carson Greer to try to get the Chargers on the board, Paul. Every point's going to be crucial in this one. There's a snap. Kick is up, and it is perfect right in the middle of the Weddington defender. Paul jumped up in the air. Sometimes that can get you a penalty, but that time, not so much. Kickstart your vehicle's help with Fountain Electrics. Fountain Auto on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's now Weddington 7, Crest 3. This is KTCBroadcasting.com.
Who's the full-service insurance agency that can process all types of insurance? The answer, Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They represent over 20 major insurance carriers, quality and top names like Auto Owners, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Liberty Mutual, and Travelers. Maxwell B. Hamrick, dedicated to its customers just like they've been since the 1950s, and also dedicated to Cleveland County high school football. Offices in Shelby and Boiling Springs. Manager Bill Daves invites you by. Big game, big appetite. Swing by Mi Poblito for the ultimate victory. From sizzling fajitas to over 100 mouth-watering dishes, we've got you covered no matter your craving. How about fried ice cream, brownies, and funnel cake fries that will score big with your sweet tooth? Come see us in Uptown Shelby or order ahead at meatpubs.com. Stay connected on Facebook and Instagram at Mi Poblito Mex, because good food is always worth cheering for.
Here is the kick from Crest to Weddington. This time they will have an opportunity from the 7 to take this. Coming along the Crest sideline and jumping up, trying to get past defenders. A good return just across the 30. And on that return for Weddington was Matthew Cox, number 14. A quick Firebirds Pizza scoring review. Remember, all the pizza's always made fresh on that signature Southern-style fried pizza dough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excuse me, 9 plays as I count them out. They go from the Weddington 42 and end up having to go for a 25-yard field goal. Good by Greer. We've got a 7-3 game as Weddington goes back on offense in our game. And they'll come running again at the Chargers defense. Man, they're doing everything they can. And they'll bring Anson down. And very little gain on that play.
It was like maybe Paxton Dobbins along with a few others Chargers there on the stop.
We've got an update now at Charlotte Catholic 14, Kings Mountain nothing. That game started at 7 tonight. We understand they are in the second quarter. Senior quarterback number 2, Walker Powell in the shotgun, giving some instructions to one Anthony Barrino, who's now the main running back in the backfield. Double receivers to the far side, one to the near side. It's a pitch to Barrino. He's trying to go to the outside corner. He's done so. He is going to make his way close to the 50-yard line before the defenders are able to push him out of play.
And once again, Paul, you've seen the contact in the backfield by the Crest defender. You've got to wrap up and complete the tackle.
Yeah, you're right, because you've got talented guys, lightning speed. When you get away like that, it just makes a small play turn into a big play. And there you go with another Mi Pueblito first down for this Weddington team, trying to get back into Crest territory already. Here's a handoff, a little switcheroo. They're going back to the quarterback. He's throwing it up. And let's see what happened here. Good defense, I do believe, to knock it away. The intended receiver was Barrino out of the backfield. And thank goodness, Rob, it looked like to me that that might have been Michael Edwards that knocked that away.
They were trying to run a little flea flicker there on the Chargers. Good job there by the defense of Crest.
Yeah, let me get that right. That's actually Clark, number 5, that did that. So good job for the Charger defense. Second down 10. The ball at the 49 of Weddington. They lead 7-3 in the first quarter of play. Crest is attacking, but again, they can't wrap up in the backfield. And again, a big run to take it to at least the 45 of Crest. Barrino again.
And again, we see Crest getting good penetration up front. They just got to finish the play off.
Rob, that's a good sign if we can start turning that into tackles in the backfield.
Right, absolutely.
Crowd getting loud for this Charger defense.
Big play here.
They need to get 3 yards to the Charger 41 for a first down. Let's see what the Crest defense can do. Walker Powell in the shotgun. And hold everything. The officials has blown the whistle. And I don't think anybody's called a timeout. They're coming up to have a discussion with the offensive line for some reason. And now we're going to be ready to resume play. Fans getting behind the Charger defense. Can they come through? They're going to keep it on the ground. Going to go off that left corner, and it's going to be very close. It is Barrino again. And, Rob, they're so close that if they don't get the first down, I wouldn't be shocked if they go for it.
I bet they'll leave the offense on the field for this one.
Of course, we've got to see where the ball is going to be marked to begin with. It's right across the 42-yard line. Very close. I think it is going to be just a yard or less shy. So they're going to bring in some big guys, including number 51, Miles Funderburk. He's usually on that defensive line, but hold everything. The play was stopped before the snap of the football. And there's a player being sent off. Maybe it was
some kind of equipment thing, I think.
Yep, you're exactly right. They're going to send off. That is Andrew Harris, linebacker, generally on defense coming in. They got a lot of guys that usually are on the defensive end out here, similar to what Crest can do with this heavy package. So they call it the power package. They got some big guys back there, and they've got Barrino again. Quarterback waiting on that snap. It's going to be the quarterback keeper. He's going to go through the defensive line. He's going to go all the way to the 25-yard line, the first down and more.
And he just went up behind his blockers, and they said, "Follow me, gentlemen," and he went right up with it in big run.
Well, they get it done. Fourth down, they needed just a yard. They get a whole lot more. It's a new Mi Pueblito first down, and the offense is now at the Charger 25. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Just very good athletes, a good team. Crest is not playing a bad ball game. They're just not getting the stops when they need them. Here's Barrino again, and he waits for those blockers, and that helps him to get what looked like barely a yard. He turns it into more. They take it in just inside the 20.
You made a great point there, Paul. I really like his patience that he's showing as a running back right now, waiting, giving his blocks time to develop.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. We're being streamed all over the place, I understand, for such a big game, and we're glad you're with us from the eastern part of North Carolina to the mountains to the coast, wherever you are, and especially if you are alumni at Crest High School. Glad you're tuning in tonight. 2:21 to go in the first quarter. Weddington 7, Crest 3, and Weddington threatening again. They're back in the red zone at the 19-yard line, and we have got a timeout, and we'll take it as well. Let's give you the latest update on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. Weddington at the moment leading the Crest Chargers. The score is 7-3. This is KTC Broadcasting.
You guys having a party too?
Yeah, just having some friends over for the game. Is that safe?
More plugs, more power.
You're all ready for the game. 4 new outlets, all with USB, and the projector's hooked up to a new dedicated line.
Oh, heck no.
He likes to do it all himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's Bob Malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We don't want to miss a moment of this action, so we won't worry about another sponsor commercial right now. We'll get those in shortly. We get you right back to the game. Out of the timeout, here comes Weddington on 2nd down and 4. The Charger defense has got to start wrapping people up. Weddington's trying to extend their 7-3 lead. Got a man in motion in the backfield this time. Quarterback, pitch play right up the middle, and they will get Barrino before he is able to get any further than, I think, about the 16.
Tell you what, if Crest can kind of sniff that out, they have a chance to get a hold of that one.
Yeah, our defenders are getting to the backfield. They're quick. However, there's just such good blocking and movement by these running backs and the quarterback. And they're also throwing a lot of style plays at Crest. 3rd and 2 coming up here. Big one on the way. If you could force this team to think about a field goal, that would be better than another touchdown. Crest only down 7-3 at the moment. Tight package. Here's an inside pitch again. Crest, can they wrap him up? Man, they will, but still maybe got a yard out of that, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough for the first down. They went to Kelson Tate, who had the early touchdown in the game for Weddington.
I'd line up in that power set again if I'm Weddington. That was awfully successful the first time.
Well, Rob, it's going to not the first time we've seen this already in our game. They're going to go for it on 4th and short. It's less than a yard this time. 1 minute to go in the first quarter, and Weddington needs to get to the 15. 4th down. They give it to the quarterback, and he will go straight ahead.
We had a stoppage of play, it sounds like.
Yeah, but I don't think I see a penalty flag, or not sure what happened there. Do we have another equipment problem?
Yeah, just another guy off. It must have been an equipment issue.
I think some of the fans are a little upset here because there's been the game's been stopped 2 different times when the officials have somehow from various angles spotted an equipment problem, and that's interesting. Weddington would have had the first down, by the way, on the quarterback keeper a while ago, but we're going to run the play again. So here we go. Let's see if the quarterback keeps it again. Yeah, he's coming, and he's going to go to the left side, and he's just barely going to get enough. Very fortunate there. They actually did, they went to Brody Anson, Anson changed places with the quarterback, so they ran a wildcat, and Rob, they get 2 yards out of that to the 14.
They actually did better on the original play before play was stopped than they did with that one.
Kings Mountain getting a little bit closer in that game with Charlotte Catholic. It's now 14-7, so the Mountaineers are on the board. Thank you for those updates from the J-Man in the booth with us tonight. Paul Foster, the Robster Robbie Roop in the booth. Tim Foster along the sidelines for those sideline reports as we're able to provide those to you tonight. And again, play is stopped and maybe
the quarter.
Yeah, that's the reason why. So we've wrapped up a quarter of play, and on the Fountain Electric scoreboard, the score Weddington 7 and Crest 3. We'll head to the second quarter when we come back on KTC Broadcasting.
Homestead Plumbing hopes you're enjoying the summer heat safely. Yes, it's officially summer. Time to plan for longer days and shorter nights. Maybe it's time for you to go plumb crazy and get that outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of. Or get an outdoor shower for the patio. Or get that yard hydrant closer to the garden. Remember, preventative maintenance can avert a catastrophe this summer. But if you have a plumbing emergency, call the guys at Homestead Plumbing, 828-245-7302. Online at homesteadplumbing.com. Get back to loving your plumbing and loving your summer.
Some people say there are doers, and there are dreamers. But what's wrong with a little dreaming, especially when it's shared? With hard work, little dreams grow into big ones. At Kubota, we know that your work never stops, and we're inspired by those who dream. But our equipment is built for dreamers and doers, like you. Kubota, built for those who do.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain.
We begin the second quarter, and we'll remind you about the sponsor for each quarter of the night here momentarily. Quarterback rolling out of the pocket, going to the back of the end zone. He's got his receiver. It is caught, and Weddington has got a touchdown, and they use Kelson Tate again. He ran into the end zone earlier. He's got his second touchdown of the night on the 14-yard pass play. And that is a Wolfman Woods Disc Golf Club touchdown. Grab your disc, bring your friends, and meet me in the woods at Wolfman. It is now 13-3. And let's go down to Tim on the sidelines for the PAT.
Weddington, a couple of big fourth down conversions on that drop ball. Here's Owen McNulty to try to make it a 11-point Weddington lead. Kick is up, and it is perfect. Be ready when the next big storm hits with proper lighting and surge protection by Fountain Electric. It's now Weddington 14, Crest 3. We're right back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1968, Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs has been serving this area with a full line of automotive products, including oils, transmission fluids, antifreeze, filters, chemicals, parts, and supplies for all types of automobiles and trucks. With many brands to choose from, they sell to individuals or wholesale. Just visit the walk-in counter. Putnam Distributors, 1626 Peterson Drive off Highway 180 south of Shelby. Call 704-487-9395 or visit the website at PutnamDistributors.com. Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs, offering quality automotive parts and supplies for over 50 years.
It's time to discover Ronaldo Honda in Shelby. Get your best deal at Ronaldo Honda or they'll pay you $1,000. Come in for all the details. They'll even deliver to your home. Plus, Ronaldo Honda gives you the best possible trade dollar. They value your trade. Get an appraisal today. And don't forget about Ronaldo Honda's certified pre-owned vehicles. Find out more at Ronaldo Honda, 4421 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at ronaldohonda.com.
All right, we're back, and it's time for Weddington to kick to Crest after a touchdown a moment ago. And that'll be Owen McNulty with the kick to the Chargers, and another strong kick will go into the end zone. A reminder that the quarters are sponsored by Utility Tree Service. We're Chargers, we're better, providing free quotes as well. Worth your while to visit their Facebook page if you need some help with a tree problem, the health of a tree, Utility Tree Service.
And I can't help but think about defensively for the Chargers right now. But still, with Tim mentioned going in, missing Chris Gunner at that middle linebacker position. Think about some of those yards they've gotten in the middle of the defense for Weddington would have been Chris's spot.
9 plays while ago and 51 yards for the 14-yard touchdown pass. That's your Lovebirds Pizza scoring recap for Weddington. Quick pass is thrown and dropped. Jason Black was not ready for it or was thinking about getting upfield. Out in the flat at the 15-yard line, dropped incomplete.
Yeah, sometimes you see that green grass in front of you and you don't secure the football first. Crest
at their own 20-yard line, and They're down 14-3. We're not used to seeing the Chargers down in a game. First time this season. This has been their situation, and against a quality football team, which we knew we were facing, but still a lot of time to go in this one, and the margin's not that crazy. If Crest can get something going on offense, Hamrick's being rushed and attacked. He's just going to have to throw this one away along the Weddington sidelines.
I think Crest was trying to set up a screen there and just didn't have time for it to develop.
And now the situation for Crest is that you're going to need a 10-yard play at least. You got to get a first down on 3rd down and 10 from your own 20-yard line. You can hear those cheerleaders in the background. Always do a great job. The Crest cheerleading young ladies here at Crest High School. Hamrick wanting to go to the air. Finds a man on the far side of the field, and I believe that's Melton bringing it in, getting through the tackle, and that should be enough for a Me Pablito first down. They're going to get more than 10. They're going to get 13.
Give Hamrick credit there. He's under a lot of pressure. And, again, he shows how strong he is. There was some contact there, and Brock Melton, again, we thought about maybe the best hands on the team. Brock brings the football in.
That was a big-time play for the Me Pablito first down. Your favorite Me Pablito flavors. And, hey, no huddle required when you order online at mepubs.com. In the flat, Melton again. Melton working hard, and this time a short gain to the 36-yard line. Well, Rob, they're finding something that's working. A moment ago to the near side of the field where we are, of course, on the Crest side, we saw all of our receivers covered up. Melton was open with single coverage and made the 13-yard reception a moment ago. Here, he gets another short gain, and he's actually going to come out for a quick breather. Let's see what Crest can get going. The running game has really not played a part in this game so far tonight, by the way. 2nd down and 7. Short pass in the backfield. They're going to have to get away from that defense. It won't happen. Brought down immediately is Romeo Sanders, and that'll be a short loss.
Good job there. Open field tackle by the Weddington defender.
This is a stacked group. We talked about it in the pregame show. Already got the twin brothers going to University of South Carolina, another kid going to Notre Dame, other kids, some other 5 or 6 Division I prospects are possible. And they are quick, and they do have lots of size. And it's certainly been working on Crest so far in this game. So after a loss of about 5, the ball's back at the 31. Crest needs something big. 3rd and 13. Triple receivers this time to the near side. 1 receiver to the far side. Nobody in the backfield except the QB. Slant pass. That was, man. Thompson had it in double coverage. And then it came out of his hands, and a defender might have got a finger in there, Rob. Incomplete at the 41.
It's one of those, if you could have brought it in, you had a chance to run for a while. Oh, that one hurt.
Let's get the thoughts of Tall Tim on the sideline at Cleveland Community College sideline report. Tim, missed opportunity there for Crest.
Thompson should have had that, had a first down, and drops that Crest has not been doing. That's what this Weddington defense will do to you, but that should have been a first down for the Chargers. Big drop as they come back up to you for the punt.
A Big E punt of the pigskin, and a nice job by special teams to get down there, and the ball just keeps rolling and rolling. That's good for Crest. Too bad it didn't go any further. It'll be marked at the 26-yard line. Don't forget about the Big E and Gaffney. They're Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center. Rob, we've got 9:37 to go until halftime. Weddington's going to have the ball back on offense. They've got a 14-3 lead.
Something there we've not seen this year with the Chargers punt. That was actually Carson Greer punting that time. Chris has normally used Hamrick to do that little quick punt out of there. First time we've seen Greer get back there and punt it.
Yeah, good eyes on that, Rob, to let us know about the change. And Carson Greer's got our only points in this game so far tonight. Remember, he had the 25-yard field goal back in
what
the
do we have
first
here?
quarter. Yeah, this one took a while, and the referee, Greg Lloyd, is out on the field asking why the refs are making this determination so long after the play. And they're coming back. Okay, they're going to call a hold on Is that on Weddington? This was a punt just a moment ago, by the way. I think some of the Crest fans bothered by that.
They're wondering, wait a minute, why were they going to try to make Crest punt again if the penalty was on Weddington there?
Yeah. All right, let's see what's going to happen here for this Weddington team back on offense. And again, they're going to go right to the run game. And look, Crest is able to wrap up this time and make that just a very short gain, maybe 1 yard. That's what you got to do. You've been there so far tonight, but they have busted through your tackles. They're able to get Anson down for just maybe no gain on that play. Yeah, they are going to keep the ball at the 26. 2nd down and 10. Walker Powell, QB for the Warriors in the shotgun formation. Takes it, fakes to a back. He's going to go deep downfield in tight coverage and reaching out for it, and there will be a flag at the end of the play. John Manley, the intended receiver, he was in tight coverage with the Chargers, Donovan Walton, and I think it's sadly going to go against Crest.
Those are killers. And it is pass interference against the Chargers.
CSI Mechanical penalty flag, Shelby's family-owned full-service heating, air conditioning, and commercial refrigeration business. Well, there was no doubt these guys were running neck and neck, the defender and the receiver, but the ball was actually overthrown, but the penalty gets Weddington to the 41-yard line. After the first down, they go back on offense, and they'll go back to Anson, and Anson, keeping it between the hash marks, is going to get a big gain here of 7 yards. Yeah, we'll call it 6. They'll be at the 47-yard line. So far tonight, unofficially, 5 Mi Pueblito first downs for Weddington, 3 for the Crest Chargers. 8:31 to go in our game. Weddington 14, Crest 3. Trying to run to the outside corner this time. They've not done that much. Anson's on the move. He's in Crest territory. A big gainer to the 37-yard line.
You got it. It's maximum effort every time. That's one thing you got to be impressed with for this Weddington team. Every time they've got the ball in their hands, whoever has the ball, maximum effort. Got to love that.
Friday Night Lights, football fans, and Mi Pueblito, a winning combination as Weddington's got another Mi Pubs first down, and they're back in Crest territory. Fresh downs at the 37-yard line. High snap, but again, the quarterback brings it down, pass out in the flat, and wrapped up quickly. Yeah, good job by the Crest defense.
And again, we've seen Crest get there a lot of times defensively, not finishing off the play. Good job that time of finishing off the tackle.
Yes, sir. We'll review the first half coming up during the Gardner-Webb University halftime show on our coverage of the Chargers on KTC Broadcasting. Thank you for being with us tonight. Clock running, 7:30 to go until halftime. Weddington this time with the one-back quarterback, and they will go back to Anson. He gets behind some blockers. So hard to bring this young man down. He's going to get to at least the 32, maybe 31-yard line.
I don't know how the official missed the back there going to the line, towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. You got to recognize that. You can't give them any extra steps.
Weddington trying to add to their already 14-3 lead. They're back in Crest territory and continuing to march towards the end zone. Triple receivers this time to the near side, one to the far side. Anson in the backfield, the running back. He's going to get that handoff again, trying to fool that Crest defense, and he'll get about 3 to the Charger 28.
And you got to believe they're probably going to run up in that heavy set again if you're Weddington.
Because it's 4th down, and
of course this is going to be 4th and longer than they've had it the last few times.
That's true.
See if Crest can get it in there and make a tackle.
Got to watch the quarterback. He's been known to keep it as well, and he's going to do it again. He's going to that far side, and he is going to get that and more. And the Wildcat again is run by Anson. That's what they did earlier. They go to the running back again, the direct snap, and he uses the big bodies to get a Mi Pablito first down. And all of a sudden, they're back just inside the 10 of Crest.
No hesitation where they want to go with the football.
Weddington has been able to continuously get their offense down the field. Let's see what they want to do here. They'll get Powell back in the shotgun, now the regular quarterback. There's that high snap. They've had trouble throughout the night. Crest is going after it. Good hands by Powell. He's fortunate to get on it, but all the way back at about the 30-yard line. So, Rob, I've been noticing that tonight, and it's just you got a good quarterback that's been going up and getting those high snaps. That one was too high, and they lose back to the 29-yard line.
And that was actually a play that got them against Myers Park. They turned the ball over against Myers Park with that same high snap.
Yeah, the center's having some issues, I'd say. Let's see if it can work out for Crest. Here's a pitch back from the running back. Yep, Flea Ficker. And was this intercepted by Crest? No, somehow the receiver gets it in traffic. That was a quick touchdown called for Weddington. Are you kidding me? Tate again. I thought we had an interception for a moment by the Chargers' Devarius Surratt, but that was not the call. Weddington's got another touchdown. A Wolfman Woods Disc Golf Club touchdown. Come play two courses. They've got the Wolfman Run and also Nobby's Revenge. Let's go down to Tim Foster.
Paul, that was an amazing play. The Weddington quarterback just threw that to a spot, and Tate, the receiver, just out-fought Surratt for it in the back of the end zone. Here's the extra point from McNulty, and it's up and it's good, and Weddington is in control, providing electrical services and contracting across the region on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's now Weddington 21, Crest 3. This is KTCBroadcasting.com.
Come see what they've rounded up at the Roundup store in Shelby. Just arrived a big new shipment of outdoor wooden furniture. See the double rockers, regular rockers, Adirondack chairs, and picnic tables too. The Roundup store has cabinets and vanities, windows and doors, and of course, those famous Roundup storage buildings and gazebos. The Roundup store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at theroundupstoreshelby.com. Serving our area now for over 60 years. Open 8:30 till 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8:30 till noon on Saturday.
Serving the foothills for over 100 years, S&C Fuel Delivery, formerly Lutz Petroleum, is your reliable source for delivery of diesel, gasoline, propane, lubricants, and heating oil, straight to your tank. Pumps are open to the public for fill-up. Delivery available in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. S&C Fuel is locally family-owned and veteran-operated, committed to keeping our community running, trusted by homeowners, farms, and businesses. Office located on Oakland Road in Spindale. Schedule your next delivery with S&C Fuel at 828-286-3419.
As we come back, Thompson from about the 1 took the return, and it almost could have turned into a big mess. The ball came loose as he was hit close to the 20. Thank goodness it bounces out of bounds, and the Chargers will end up with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Chargers need points on this drive.
And they've got just over 5 minutes to work with until halftime. After another Weddington touchdown, they have the lead. And on the snap of the ball, we've got officials' whistles here. I believe we do have a CSI mechanical penalty flag for illegal procedure against the offense. There was. Yep, 5-yard penalty.
Can't afford to play behind the chains against this type of defense. They're gonna make you earn it anyway. Don't do them any favors.
29-yard touchdown pass out of that big penalty a while ago for Weddington. Chargers here going to gamble for very little yardage on that play, just keeping it right up the middle. So Again, Weddington, they started their own 26 with that last drive, and they go a lot of plays, double-digit plays and all, before they end up getting the big touchdown moments ago. That is your Lovebirds Pizza scoring recap. 2nd and 13 for the Chargers now. Hamrick looking, going to go deep downfield along the Crest sideline, and this is just going to be overthrown. Michael Edwards just did not have, as fast as he is, just didn't have enough speed to get to that one. It was about 5 yards in front of him.
Yeah, good double coverage down the field by Weddington as they're trying to get Mike out in the open with the football again. Crest has got to find a way. We know Crest has great athletes. How can you get the ball into their hands in space?
Ashbrook 12 and Marvin Ridge 7. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Thanks for that scoring update. And we'll have more hopeful scores coming up during the halftime show. 3rd down and 13 for Crest, needing a big play. Hamrick's being rushed. Gamble's got it. He's got to find a way, and he's going to slip, even though he was getting ready to run into about 3 or 4 white jerseys, but he will not have enough to get to the first down marker. Ball's at the 23. That means 4th down and 4, and Rob, even though you'd love to keep the offense on the field, you're just too deep in your own territory.
Yeah, going to have to punt it out of there. Give them great field position here for Weddington. They're going to try to add another score going into halftime.
And it appears that we may see, looks like maybe Zach Greer out there again to punt.
I believe it is.
There's the punt of the pigskin presented by the Big E of Gaffney. And another nice roll on that one. It hits close to the 50-yard line, rolls into Weddington territory, and it'll go out pretty close to the 45. So this will be good field position for this Weddington team. And they'll have 3 minutes and 40 seconds to work with. Rob, so far tonight, pretty much every time Weddington's been on offense, it turned it into points.
Yeah, again, been very efficient with the football. Nice long drives, and he finished them with points.
First and 10 for the Weddington Warriors at their own 46-yard line. 3:40 to go until halftime. Weddington 21, Crest 3 so far tonight. Let's see if Crest can stop Weddington from getting another score before the half. That would be huge. Wanting to run the ball again. They do everything very patiently, and a short gain here of no more than a yard. And that is Anthony Barino on the run.
Eli Black, one of the Chargers there on the stop.
Huge crowd here tonight, especially on the home side. There's still some room on the opposite side. Folks from the Matthews area that have made the drive here for this Weddington team. There's another bad snap. And again, we got the loose ball. Crest may have it. Yes, they do. The Chargers with a break. They've got the ball at the Weddington 28-yard line.
Sometimes you got to have that momentum, something to break momentum for a team. Maybe that can do it for the Chargers here. Now, great field position.
This is a moment you've got to take advantage of. Crest has only come up with a field goal so far tonight. Time for a Cleveland Community College sideline report. Tall Tim, maybe this is what Crest needed. We'll check back in with that sideline report a little later.
Tavian Wisnett was the one that was able to get the fumble recovery.
There is a flag on the play as we see a little bit of razzle-dazzle there. The ball ends up in the hands of Namaje Thompson, near side of the field. Would have been a short gain to the 23, but again, we've got a CSI mechanical penalty flag. Coming from his receiver position, coming across field, the wideout took that forward pitch, but instead, Rob, I'm afraid this is going to be a big penalty against the Chargers. And
holding against Crest.
Yeah, the hold penalty does considerable damage, taking you all the way back to the 37, the kind of thing you don't need when you come away with that turnover a moment ago.
You got the razzle, just not enough dazzle.
That's about right. We're down to 2:59 until halftime. Crest looking at 1st and 20. Ball at the 37. Quarterback keeper by Hamrick. Working hard to get what he can down at the 32.
Good run there by Hamrick.
Yeah, his best of the night, even though it's 5 yards. It's still one of the better carries. And we haven't seen Hamrick be able to do that quarterback keeper in this game much tonight like he's done so often. That's been very successful. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. 1 back is Gamble. Quick pass caught by Michael Edwards. He's got to make a move along the Crest sidelines. A late flag as he goes out at the 24. Was that maybe a late hit?
Look at that. Maybe, possibly a horse collar. Let's see what the call is.
That would be that'd be a good break here for Crest if they do come away with getting this penalty on top of that pickup.
The face mask against Weddington.
Yep. It's about time Crest got one of those kind of calls in this game, and that's good. So that'll move the chains. That'll give them a Mi Pablito first down and take the Chargers inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 17.
South Point leads Mount Pleasant 13-0 in that game.
Thank you so much. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go until halftime. 21-3 Weddington, but if Crest could find a way right here, this would be monumental in this game. Eli Hamrick with a quarterback keeper, trying to keep it right between the hash marks, and just tough to find much room there. It'll be apparently no gain on the play, maybe even a short loss.
Yeah, it would be so big if you could get a touchdown here, Paul, and then you get the ball to start the second half. That could be a big momentum swing in this game with the way Weddington's been playing.
It would. It was a turnover that stopped Weddington for the first time in this game tonight when they had the ball on offense and not turning it into points. Crest has got to turn it into points. So only 1:35 left to go until halftime. 2nd down and 10 for Crest. A fake to Gamble, a pass out in the flat. Michael Edwards spinning, working. White jerseys all over him and finally pushed out. But he's going to get to the 11-yard line.
Some of the Charger faithful wanting a flag there. They think maybe a little extracurricular activity.
It looked like possibly our stat keeper Trey Albright got ran over.
He was in the middle of it.
Watch out, Trey. We're gonna need those stats, my friend. Coming up at halftime. At the 12-yard line after the 5-yard pickup, 3rd and 5. Big play for Crest. Only using 1 receiver on both sides of the formation right now, the 1 back. Hamrick goes under center for some instructions. Play clock down to 8. Looking. Going to go out to that outside corner. Another drop pass at the 2-yard line. Thompson. My gosh, that should have been a catchable football. Rob, you're playing a big dog tonight in week 4 of the season, and I'm beginning to think now Crest is hurting themselves on some plays that they generally make.
Yeah, you've had there's been chances in this game to pick up a first down. Right there, May got a touchdown out of that. When you get those chances, you got to bring the ball in.
It is going to be 4th down and 5. Crest has got to at least get the first down here. 1:17 to go, and Weddington runs out their head coach. He wants to take a timeout and discuss this as well on the Fountain Electric scoreboard, providing electrical services and contracting across the region. Weddington 21, the Chargers 3, with 1:17 left to go. It's KTC Broadcasting.
Experience, quality, and guaranteed service. That's what you get from Shelby Transmission Specialists. They do straight drives and automatic transmissions. They can repair and rebuild transmissions, and they sell parts as well. So if you have transmission trouble, see the experts, Hal, Jimmy, Billy, and Danielle at Shelby Transmission Specialists, 734 Nally Drive, just off Highway 226 North in Shelby. Call 704-482-8756 for Shelby Transmission Specialist.
All right, we come right back with the action here. 4th down and 5 for Crest. Needing this big play after the Weddington touchdown, or after the Weddington timeout. Got time, got blocking. Hemrick's got nobody to throw the ball to. He's on the run. Quarterback keeper stretching out. Was he able to get to the first down marker?
I don't think he got there.
My goodness, he was stretching out his hand and the ball, and Rob, they're going to come up short, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and it'll give the ball back to Weddington with 1:06 to go in the first half. Weddington will have the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 11.
I like the play call there. I thought it was a good job of getting all the momentum of the defense going one direction to bring it back the other way, but just couldn't find anybody open there in the secondary to get the ball to.
Tim Foster will try to get an interview with Coach Lloyd at halftime. Quarterback keeper here going to the right corner, busting through several tackles, and the Chargers are finally going to get Walker Powell, but not before he gets to the 22-yard line. And then in the Weddington backfield, a late flag thrown, presented by CSI Mechanical. Not sure what that one was about, Rob.
See what the head official's going to tell us here. Looks like maybe holding. Holding looks like.
And then but then they're going to offset because they said there was apparently some unnecessary roughness by Crest at the end of the play. Well, it'll still take they lose the yardage they picked up as it takes it back inside the 10-yard line. 55 seconds to go in the first half. Another high snap brought down. Got to wrap him up, and they'll finally get Barino down. He'll get some of that yardage back to the 14. And the coach is asked, there's a timeout been called by Chris, and Greg Lloyd feels like that the play clock is getting stopped by the officials from time to time in this game instead of letting it roll. And all right, well, we'll leave it at that, and we'll take another quick break. 46 seconds to go in the first half. Weddington 21, Crest 3 here on KTC Broadcasting.
Before the big game, head to the Substation 2 for the best subs in town. And they're local folks just like you, serving Shelby and Cleveland County since 1978. The subs are so good at the Substation 2. And now delivery is available by Uber Eats and DoorDash. Just call 704-482-1220. Again, 704-482-1220. From subs to salads and more, it's the Substation 2, 611 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 8:30. That's the Substation 2 in Shelby.
KTC Broadcasting, glad you're with us on YouTube, ktcbroadcasting.com. Tonight we come back out of the timeout, and it'll now be 2nd down and 6. This has been a lot of series of plays on 1st and 2nd down due to penalties and this, that, and the other. So here we go. Another high snap brought down. Running that corner and breaking a tackle to the 40, trying to cut across field. They're going to have to get this young man. Anson takes it inside the 30. He is going to get to the 10-yard line before he goes down, and another opportunity for Weddington has got them back in the red zone of the Crest Chargers inside the 10.
And there, once again, you got an athlete. He's able to get some room to the outside. Once he got through the line, he showed what kind of great speed he has.
Weddington will take a timeout. They want to try to get another score if they can before halftime. That's the situation here. Crest football on KTC Broadcasting. Crest down 21-3 late in the first half. We'll step away for this quick break on KTC.
Since 1988, the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County, also known as TAC, is the nonprofit agency and operates demand response services for non-emergency medical transportation in this area. It also has a fixed bus route that is provided in the city limits of Shelby, and it is free. For more information, call the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County at 704-482-6465. Again, 704-482-6465. Visit the website at taxshelbync.com.
Weddington first and goal after the Meat Pablito first down. And they'll go back to work, wanting to try to go to the end zone, going towards the back corner of the end zone, and this one's going to be out of play. The intended receiver might have been that time Halfin, who was well covered by Crest Donovan Walton. Still time. Second down and goal from the Crest 9 after that huge running play a while ago. Taking their time here. Play clock down to 9. Walker Powell, QB from the shotgun. He's going to give a handoff, and they weren't sure what they wanted to do there, and almost a turnover, and immediately they're going to take Barrino down for a loss back to the 13 at least.
Yeah, one of the few times we've seen some hesitation there in the offensive backfield of Weddington.
Their coach, by the way, is Capone, and Coach Capone is taking another timeout. We'll just keep it here. We're so close to halftime. We're down to 8.3. Cleveland Community College sideline report. Let's see if we can get Tim in here right quick. And I know you're going to try to talk to Greg Lloyd soon as well. If there's any way you don't allow, with maybe just one more play to go, if you don't allow Weddington to get another touchdown, I think that would be crucial for Crest.
Paul, it would be huge. You got to hold them to 3 here and try to go into the locker room down 3 scores. Paul, as bad as the Chargers have played and as good as Weddington has been, and Tate, Paul, has been a complete nightmare for Crest tonight. The missed tackles. That's what makes these backs good, number 4 and number 8. But if you can keep it to a 3-touchdown score, you should have had a touchdown, Paul, on the other end a minute ago. Had a 4-10. Cannot up a score of 7 and get down 28-3 in these last 8 seconds as we send it back up to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Cleveland Community College sideline report. More about them coming up tonight throughout our broadcast on KTC. Just over 8 seconds to go. Triple receivers this time to the far side, one to the near side. What do they want to do? Powell from the shotgun. Looking, he may take off running. They got to watch that left corner. That's what he's doing, trying to get to the end zone. Chargers will stop him. And that's big because that takes us to 0 on the scoreboard. So no more points scored, thank goodness. Weddington can't get it done here before the half, even though they're already up 21-3. All right, let's go back down on the field as we'll see if Tim Foster can catch up with Greg Lloyd in time for an interview. Greg's got his mind on a lot of stuff. We'll see. I'm not sure if he'll catch him or not, but Tim, down to you.
Okay, Paul, I've got head coach Greg Lloyd. Greg, tough first half. Tate's killing you, obviously, but even though I'm looking at 21-3, you guys had some missed opportunities.
We have had balls. We've had some good throws. We just a couple chance for some big plays we can make. But, hey, there's still 2 quarters to play. We can play better than that right there. They're a very good team, but we can play much better than that, and I expect us to in the second half.
Coach, thanks for taking. Okay, Paul, let's send it back up to you.
Thank you for running down Coach Lloyd. He's got a lot to talk to his guys about. It is halftime. We're coming back with the Gardner-Webb University halftime show. We're going to go over stats, the scoring recap, all of that stuff when we continue with our coverage. You're listening to Crest Chargers football. Again, they're down to this talented Weddington team, 21-3 at the half. This is KTC Broadcasting, ktcbroadcasting.com.
For 17 straight years, Via Health Partners has been voted #1 in hospice. There's got to be a reason. Via Health Partners provides exceptional care. The comfort of their patients is their top concern, and that's why they offer hospice care wherever a patient calls home. Via Health Partners is there where you need them and when you need them. Find out more by visiting their website at viahp.org. Again, viahp.org. Voted #1 in hospice for 17 straight years. Via Health Partners, founded as Hospice of Cleveland County. There might be other Coyote tractor dealers in the area, but there is only one that stands above the rest, and that's Weston Sales in Vail. There's a reason they have been one of the top-selling Coyote tractor dealers in America today. Some reasons could be quality of service, friendly people, and yes, price. They will not be undersold on a new Coyote tractor. There's one waiting for you, Coyote and Weston Sales, synonymous in the tractor industry today. See them at 110 Highway 18 North in Vail, online at westonsales.com, like them on Facebook too.
2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
In Cleveland County, you might see me at a local sporting event, the Cleveland County Fair. We might cross paths at the grocery store or at the next benefit. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local professional when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on most. I'm Bert Costner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. And to learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money, be sure to ask for me, Bert Costner, 704-482-2436.
Call Bert Costner, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, today.
Check out the Big E Gaffney, Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center, located at Exit 90 on I-85 near the Gaffney Outlet Marketplace, complete with a large arcade where you can test your skills on some sensational game selections. The Big E also provides an 8-screen premium movie theater featuring new releases, and it's the perfect spot to host a birthday party. There's even a 16-lane bowling center, a snack bar where, man, the pizza's so good, plus laser tag, mini golf, and a massive indoor playland. Find out more at thebigEgaffney.com.
Bradley's now is a bucket truck. What does that mean? That means they can now install outdoor signs, even outdoor lighted signs. Talk with them about designing, creating, and installing your new sign. And of course, see them for logo designs, vehicle lettering, banners, magnets, trophies, plaques, acrylics, t-shirts, and more. They are now truly your one-stop shop. Bradley's, 2522 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at bradleysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too. Your Train dealer for Cleveland County and the surrounding areas is CSI Mechanical. And right now, Train is offering some great fall specials, like up to $600 in rebates for qualified Train air conditioners and furnaces, up to $2,000 on qualified Train heat pumps, and up to $1,200 for other eligible expenses, like electrical upgrades for heat pump installations. Find out more, call your local Train dealer, CSI Mechanical, 704-600-6267. Online at csimechanical.com, located at 410 South Post Road in Shelby.
It is time for the Gardner-Webb University halftime show. Graduating high school, transferring universities, maybe pursuing an advanced degree, or would you like to return as an adult? Well, it can all happen at Gardner-Webb University with over 80 majors. Hope you'll check them out online or visit their campus, Gardner-Webb University. Paul Foster back with the Robster Robbie Roop, and our halftime score is Crest down to Weddington, this nationally ranked team, by a score of 21-3. Tim Foster will join us in a moment as well. Rob, we haven't seen Crest be in a situation like this all season. Of course, we haven't seen an opponent quite like this as well. We've had our county battles already this season with Shelby and Burns. And we played a Nashville team that certainly is nothing to what that program has been some years ago. So we're taking on a true test tonight. And there's been times, though, that Crest has certainly missed some opportunities, some tackles in the backfield on defense, and an opportunity or two to try to get in the end zone.
Yeah, let's take a look now at some of the stats from the first half. And it's going to kind of show us what we mean here. First four, let's start for Weddington. Walker Powell, the quarterback, is 6 of 8 through the air for 90 yards. Has 2 touchdown passes, got 1 carry for minus 20 yards. His number 1 receiver has been Kelson Tate, 4 receptions, 64 yards. In the rushing department, it's Anthony Borders had 7 carries, 94 yards. Brody Anderson had 12 carries for 84 yards. So 90 yards through the air, 173 yards on the ground, 263 total yards in the first half, 9 first downs. They did have 4 penalties for 45 yards. They did have 1 turnover, did the Weddington Warriors. And then for Crest, Eli Hamrick, 7 of 13 through the air, only 37 yards passing for Hamrick. Brock Melton had 3 catches for 20 yards. Michael Edwards, 2 catches for 15 yards. So totals for the Chargers, 20 yards on the ground, 37 yards through the air, only 57 total yards of offense for the Chargers in the first half, 4 first downs, 3 penalties for 30 yards. So those numbers there just tell you everything you need to know why this score looks like it does. Crest, I think, very fortunate to be down 21-3 when you hear those kind of numbers.
Yeah, you're right, Rob. And I tell you what, in the second half, it's going to be important for Crest to come out of the gate, and maybe you'll feel more settled because you have to look at yourself, and I'm sure Greg Lloyd will let the guys know, we're not disrespecting you. We know what Crest football is all about, but we have hurt our own selves mentally. And at least, Rob, if we would have made up for some of those miscues, maybe right now we'd at least be looking at 21-10 or maybe even 21-17 kind of a score.
Yeah, I think, and Tim, you saw when you were down there, I think it's definitely a situation where we see a couple grabs if Crest makes the catch, or if you make the tackle when you need to. So it's a different score right now.
Yeah, I mean, and those stats really were telling, Rob. Crest held to just under 60 yards, but there's 2 or 3 plays where Crest could have had, Rob, an extra 50 to 100 yards if they were, a couple plays with receivers. And then I think about the missed tackles. But to me, this ought to be a 21-10 game. That drop right before the half was huge. And then, of course, Weddington with a big run. But kudos to Crest for holding them, for making the play. And then, Rob, I think about the number of 4th downs that Weddington's converted. And I tell you, both of you guys, Rob and Paul, and our listening audience, Greg Lloyd, not happy with the number of times that Weddington was allowed to have guys run on and off the field, Rob. In a lot of cases, the officials said it was equipment issues, but it was happening with 1 second on the play clock when the officials were blowing the clock. He was very upset, and he had a long discussion with one of the head officials as he was going into halftime. But the bottom line is Weddington is winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, and can Crest get points early on? I think if they can put a little pressure on this Weddington squad, that's crucial. But Rob, what about number 4 for Weddington? He has been a nightmare in that touchdown catch. I mean, Surratt couldn't have covered him any better. He just literally ripped it out of his hand.
Yeah, that's Kelson Tate, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll give that scoring summary coming up before we get to the second half. And, yes, sadly, we're going to be mentioning that name of Kelson Tate quite a bit. You both make good points, and we'll continue our conversation and break down some more for you when the Gardner-Webb University halftime show of Crest football continues. Again, Crest down 21-3 to Weddington at halftime. This is KTC Broadcasting.
The Clay Barnett Funeral Home in Shelby gives you 5 reasons to choose acclimation over cremation. Acclimation is a gentle, dignified process. It's a process that uses 95% water instead of fire. 20% more ash remains are returned to the family. It is a green process with no emissions and no harmful greenhouse gases. And acclimation prices start at $25.95, and payment plans are available with credit approval. Consider acclimation, exclusively offered by Clay Barnett Funeral Home. Online at claybarnett.com with locations at 303 Pfeiffer Road, Kings Mountain, and 1401 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. It's the 101st Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. Plan now to bring the family out for a big night of fun. Entertainment includes the Majestic Spectacular Thrill Show, Canines in Flight, the High-Flying All-American Frisbee Dogs, the Magic of Lance Gifford, Act Monsters Chainsaw Art, and the Demolition Derby. And Right Off for Rides will be back with over 40 exciting rides. And, of course, the many food vendors, games, livestock, and other attractions. The 101st Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. Y'all come. It'll be fun. Cleveland Funeral Services in Shelby is proud to serve the people of Shelby and the surrounding communities with traditional funerals, memorials, celebrations of life, cremations, prestige collections, and grief counseling services. Managed by veteran Dean Vincent, who is proud to serve our country and proud to serve you in your time of need. Cleveland Funeral Services, 2518 West Dixon Boulevard, Highway 74 West in Shelby. Online at clevelandfuneralservices.com. Why should you buy from Discovery Nissan in Shelby? Well, there's plenty of reasons. First, the selection. Over 200 vehicles in stock. Also a 3-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on new purchases. Conditions do apply. Also, the first 2 oil changes are free. And Discovery Nissan is paying a $500 referral fee. And coming Saturday, September 20th from 4 to 5, it's their first ever car care clinic. Experience the difference at Discovery Nissan, where community commitment and cars come together. 631 South Post Road, Shelby. Online at discoverynissan.com.
Fountain Electric and Services, one team, one goal, providing integrity across the region since 1946 when it comes to residential, commercial, and industrial electrical needs. And listen to this, get your vehicle running right for those road trips at Fountain Auto Tech. They can provide an oil change, tire rotation, brake check, and even a battery test. That way you get your vehicle healthy and tested. You'll leave Fountain Auto Tech with confidence. Learn more at fountainautotech.com and on their Facebook page.
It's the Slingshot Showstopper sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get up to $3,000 customer cash on remaining 2024 models, plus 15% off accessories. Plus, it's the all-out summer sales event on all Polaris models with up to $4,000 off 2024 models and financing at 0% for up to 60 months. And save big on the Suzuki King Quad ATVs with 0% financing for up to 36 months or $1,600 in customer cash. At Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
We continue with the Gardner-Webb University halftime show. Graduating high school, transferring universities, pursue that advanced degree. You can return as an adult as well. Over 80 majors at Gardner-Webb University. I want to remind everybody, especially on the local scene, if you've got youth, if you've got a student at Crest Middle or Crest High School, the 5th quarter would be a great event to go to after the game tonight. 3-in-1 Trilogy will be playing a praise and worship band. They're going to have food, snacks, games, and more at Flint Hill Baptist Church, the 5th quarter, coming up in the area tonight. Let's take a look at that scoring summary right quick that has been, of course, mostly Weddington. They got the opening kickoff, and it ended up being with 10:02 on the clock, a 7-yard run by Kelson Tate. He's got all 3 touchdowns for his team tonight. The PAT was good for Weddington, and they had that 7-0 lead. Their kicker, by the way, is one Owen McNulty. Into the next score a little later in the first quarter, Powell to Tate on a 14-yard pass. And McNulty hit the extra point. They had the lead there. Crest, let's go back to 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Don't want to forget the 24-yard field goal by Carson Greer. At one time, we did have a 7-3 game, and that was at the end of the first quarter. So that actual second touchdown was just inside the second quarter. And then the last score in the second quarter, 2:53 to go, a 29-yard pass to Tate this time after a big penalty had backed up Weddington, who was inside the 10-yard line of Crest, and then PAT good, and that's how we've got the 21-3 score. Robbie already gave you those individual statistics as well. So Tim Foster's already making his way back to the sideline, and I want to remind you when we send it down there to him, that's those Cleveland Community College sideline reports. Ready to work. Cleveland Community College apprenticeships will connect you to real employers while you build skills. Options at clevelandcc.edu/apprenticeship for Cleveland Community College. Well, Rob, one thing that is going to happen, and we're going to hope for some success and that they can keep the offense on the field for a while, move it down into Weddington territory. Crest will get the second half kickoff.
Chris has got to figure out a better way, Paul, of winning the line of scrimmage. We knew coming in that this front seven defensively, how good for Weddington was. But you've still got to find a way to attack there. And Crest defensively's got to figure out a way to attack better on their side of things as well. Right now, Weddington is winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. That's why they got this 21-3 lead. Crest has got to find a way to win some of those battles up front.
Yep, you got to dig down a little deeper, and hopefully these guys have all, they're challenging themselves coming out of this locker room. And hopefully Greg Lloyd and his coaching staff have done a fine job trying to get through to them to say, hey, as bad as it's been, it could have been worse. And we could have cut into this lead that is still 21-3.
And maybe it's a situation where if you're Crest here, hey, let's break this game down into 5-minute segments. Let's win each 5 minutes, and let's see where we're at when this game's over. But it's going to be the key is now to win those segments and keep Weddington where they are.
Rob makes some good points, and we'll see what happens here in just a moment as we get our second half underway here on KTC Broadcasting. The second half kickoff is coming your way next.
Don't wait till it's freezing cold outside. Now is the time to get your fireplace serviced by Future Energy Company in Shelby. Say you don't have a fireplace? Well, see Woody Padgett and Future Energy Company for all kinds of fireplaces and gas logs. And for those backyard cookouts, check out the Big Green Egg or Grills by Primo and the Broil Master Outdoor Kitchens. Future Energy Company, serving this area since 1983, 130 West Graham Street in Shelby, online at futureenergyco.com.
A small college town could be right for you. Gardner-Webb University is a private Christian liberal arts university in Boiling Springs that was founded in 1905. Whether you're graduating high school, transferring universities, pursuing an advanced degree, or returning to the classroom as an adult, Gardner-Webb has over 80 majors awaiting you. Become a part of Bulldog Nation. More at gardner-webb.edu. Make sure to catch a home-running Bulldogs football game through November 22nd.
It is time for the Jammin' Jay's Pizza second half kickoff. All-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Great family atmosphere. Good people. Mama Joe, Jeff Walker, and all those fine folks at Jammin' Jay's. They're behind KFC off of Highway 74 in Shelby. McNulty's kick to the Chargers, taken by one of the Upmen, who happens to be Melton. Coming across the 25, takes a hit and immediately down at the 27. And Rob, that's another good thing that this team from Weddington does very good, their special teams.
Yeah, they did an excellent job there of covering the kick there. That's why you see them run that pooch kick. They do such a good job of getting down the field to cover the returners. You guys can't get a head of steam up to get going down the field.
This is going to be an important offensive series coming for Crest, down 21-3. Wanted to go to the air. Hamrick, quick pass, and Black's got it. He was spun out of bounds at the Crest sideline, side of the field. But the gain will get Crest to the 34.
Crest coming out and line up in the 5 wide.
Yeah, I kind of like it, Rob. We got a lot of receivers involved that time on the play, and just a quick outlet, and then it's up to the receiver to do his thing, which Crest has been so famous for.
They're going to do it again.
Triple receivers, far side, 2 to the near side. Nobody in the backfield to run the ball. Hamrick, quick pass, caught by Michael Edwards. He'll take a hard hit. A guy diving on him at the end of the play, but not before Edwards gets to the, I believe, about the 38. That should
be a first down.
Yes, sir. There's your Mi Pablito first down. Remember, Friday Night Lights, football fans, and Mi Pablito, now that's a winning combination.
Good job by Hamrick of getting the ball out quick again. You don't have that extra blocker back there now if they bring any pressure, so he's got to get the ball out fast.
Yes, sir. Triple receivers again on that far side, 2 to the near side, and somebody jumping on the line. One of the big boys all over the Crest defender, but it's sadly going to be the offense they call for being off even though that was big. Aiden Harris, one of those Harris twins going to the University of South Carolina, standing over and looking down. That is a monster of a guy, Rob.
Yeah, that's a pretty big dude out there on that defensive end spot.
So the CSI Mechanical penalty flag will take the Chargers back to the 33. 1st and 15. Hamrick got a quarterback keeper trying to cut that corner. He's getting away from some tacklers. Hamrick, great job to take it to the Charger 43-yard line. He gets back a lot of the yardage lost on the penalty a while ago. But they're still going to need a big play because they need to get to the just shy of the 48 for the first down. But they've still got some downs to work with. It's 2nd down and a long 5 coming up here. So Eli Hamrick stayed on the sideline for a moment. Hopefully he's okay. He might have had a chance to get some instructions as well. And again, Rob, we're going to see that same spread offense with no running back in the backfield. See if Crest can keep things going. A quick out. Oh, it should have been caught in and out of the breadbasket of Michael Edwards. That same first half problem continuing here. Man. And Edwards, Rob, looks like he may still be shaking off that last tackle.
And like we said, though, you've got to take advantage of these opportunities when this team presents them to you.
Yeah, when you've got an opening against this kind of a football team, and instead you're faced with 3rd and 5. Hamrick, quick pass. Oh, my. Close to being maybe picked off but knocked down by the defender, Caden Shealy, the defensive back. And will the Chargers on 4th and 5 at their own 43? It appears they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Coach Lloyd's going to leave the offense out there.
They need a big play. You got to have your receivers ready to catch the football if you get an opening. That was a little harder to try to thread that pass a moment ago. All alone in the backfield in the shotgun, Eli Hamrick. 10:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Quick out, caught, got to make a move to get the pass, and there's Thompson coming through. He didn't earlier tonight, but he does there, Rob. He takes the Chargers to the 49.
Good job there. That's what you expect to see out of Thompson.
A huge catch trying to make up for, I think, just some mental things for Namaje Thompson in that first half. That's a Mi Pablito first down. On 4th down, the Crest Chargers get it, and this is good. We're to the 49-yard line. Triple receivers this time to the near side, 2 to the back. Pass out to Edwards. It's caught, but he's going to go nowhere. This one's just too far in the backfield. And Crest is going to lose some yardage.
And Mike a little shaken up on that one after that hit.
Yeah, these guys are hard hitters from Weddington, and I hope Michael's going to shake it off. I have cut the crowd mic completely down for the moment. We've got a man, he's a Charger fan, no doubt, but he's very upset. He's giving our guys a hard time right below that crowd mic. So, man, I didn't want our microphone to bust into pieces down there. Here we go with the next play. 2nd and 16 after the big loss. Hamrick, he's in some trouble. He's going to let it fly, and it's going to have to throw this one away along the Weddington sideline. Namaje Thompson was the only receiver near that football. And Rob, now it's not going to be 3rd and 5 this time, 3rd and 16.
Yeah, 3rd and long now. And see if you can figure out a way to, again, it may be a situation where Coach Lloyd's looking at it. We got 2 plays to get a first. See what you get here on this play, on the 3rd down play.
From the 43 of Crest, they need a big gain, 16 yards for the first down. Short pass is going to be caught by Thompson, but he's got to get a lot of yardage. Thompson doing everything he can, and he at least will get it to about the 46-yard line of Weddington. I'm assuming Crest will go for it on what's going to be 4th down again.
Yeah, I think, again, you got enough there. We're going to leave the offense on the field with a chance to get this first down.
Big play coming up. We did it a little while ago when we needed 5. This time it's going to be 4th and 6. Crest with nothing but receivers spread out. 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. And there is a penalty flag. The Weddington players pointing at a Crest receiver. Was somebody lined up offsides perhaps? Man, that's a killer.
And Weddington's showing blitz here, so Chris has got to be aware of where guys are coming from. This offensive line has got to make contact with somebody.
So you go back to around your own 49 after the 5-yard penalty. That's a CSI penalty flag, of course. CSI Mechanical, family-owned, full-service heating and air conditioning, and also remember commercial refrigeration as well. 4th down for Crest, needing a big play. He's got time, now being rushed out of the pocket. Hamrick going to go deep downfield. Is it going to be thrown far enough? Trying to get to it in single coverage. The intended receiver, Jason Black, around the goal line and just knocked down. No penalty flag, and the ball will go over to Weddington. So we get it done on 4th down a little while ago. We don't get it done here. And there was a time back in the second quarter. Crest went for it on 4th down, so they're 1 for 3 so far. The defense is really going to have to come alive now because Weddington starting 1st and 10 just inside Crest territory again. Walker Powell back to work, and so is Anson. And Anson wants to run that outside corner where he's been very successful. And he's going to take it inside the 45 of Crest. So Crest was moving the ball, Rob, when they went away from even lining up with a running back in the backfield a while ago.
Yeah, I like the change of what Crest was doing offensively there. I wish there would have been a shorter route there in the route tree on that throw because looking for the 1st down instead of trying to get it all.
2nd down and 4. They'll keep it on the ground, and Anson's just like a workhorse as he comes straight ahead at the defensive line, and he's going to be just shy of the 35, and he will give the Warriors a Mi Pueblito 1st down. Your favorite Mi Pueblito favorites, no huddle required when you order online at mipubs.com. Weddington, another set of new downs. 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a little pitch play, and the guy that's been in the end zone 3 times tonight, who they go to there, Kelson Tate, running far side of the field. He gets to the 34.
Much better job that time of wrapping Tate up. He's, again, a guy, once he gets out, if he gets into the open, he's hard to bring down.
2nd down and 8 for Weddington. Back to Anson, and they continue just to keep running the football between the hash marks at Crest. A short gain, and they'll have the ball at the 33 now. And this will be a 3rd down play coming up here. This will be big for the defense. They were able to stop Weddington from getting another score right before halftime. This would be big if they can do it here because you assume Weddington will go for it on 4th down if you do stop them here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's 2 plays to get a first if you're Weddington.
Powell in the familiar shotgun with the one back who is Anson. Receivers all over the place. And here is a quick throw trying to go towards the end zone and overthrows everybody. I don't think the players were ready for that long of a pass. Good coverage by Crest. One of the intended receivers that time on that particular play was a young man. I don't think I've called his name tonight. That is Owen Melton along with Kelson Tate, but incomplete. And here we go, Rob, on the 4th down and 5 play coming up here.
See if Crest can stop him on this one.
Make you feel good to get your offense back on the field with no more damage done. Quarterback looking over the middle, slant, and it is dropped and incomplete. It was Kelson Tate again, the intended receiver, and that's good news. So the score will remain the same, and Rob, the Crest offense will get back on the field.
And, you know, that's 2 series now, back-to-back series where you've kept them out of the end zone going into halftime, and here first time in the second half.
Time for a Cleveland Community College sideline report. Tim, that's got to be some positive things for Crest because the defense comes through on the fourth down play.
Certainly, Paul, and that's what we want to see, some fight for the Chargers. Get that offense, but they've got to find a way to put points on the board. We saw Weddington make a great play defensively earlier. Crest made a great play defensively there, but we've got to get this offense going as we send it back up to you.
Thank you so much. Melton, a little trick play here. Can Black get to it? It's underthrown. Hits the defender in the back. It was a pass out to Melton. Melton behind the line of scrimmage was going to throw it to, and he did, to Jason Black, but Rob there was number 21 as well. James Canolas, who was looking at Black, and the football simply got to his back before it got to the hands of Black.
Yeah, just not enough under it from Melton down the field. If he could have got a little more underneath the football, that could have went for a touchdown.
Second down and 10, Crest at their own 31-yard line, needing points. Eli again in some trouble, can't find anywhere to go, and again he has to throw it away. So there's another wasted play, and it'll take you to third down, sadly.
Give the secondary of Weddington credit there. I thought the offensive line did a good job that time of keeping Weddington away from their quarterback. He just couldn't find anybody downfield.
If you're just tuning in, we've got 5:53 to go in the third quarter. Weddington, the same score as it was at halftime, leads Crest 21-3. Hard to believe this Charger team has not been able to find a way, and they have it so far, to get a touchdown in this game. Third down and 10 from the Charger 31. Rolling out, looking, going to let it fly, and dropped going out. We've seen it several times tonight, and it happens again. Jason Black, the intended receiver, and right on his heels was the defender, the defensive back, Jackson Newman. Fourth down coming up.
They'll send the punting unit on for Crest. But like you said, Paul, again, opportunities for the Crest receivers, just not bringing the ball in. I don't know. Maybe they're looking ahead, trying to worry about getting the extra yardage before they're securing the football.
I'm afraid so. And if anything, you work through this because there'll be bigger games to come, and not to mention the playoffs. Punt of the Pigskin presented by the Big E. And this is a big return coming here. They need to wrap this young man up. He gets into Crest territory just inside the 40-yard line. On the return of that punt was John Manley, and then a CSI Mechanical penalty flag at the end of the play as well. Want to remind you, this is the third quarter. Each quarter sponsored by Utility Tree Service. We're Chargers, we're better, providing free quotes. Learn more about them on their Facebook page. All right. Was that penalties on both teams?
I said they were on both teams. So the penalties are offset and have to re-kick.
All right. Well, that maybe we won't let Weddington get into Crest territory this time by a re-kick. So that is the CSI Mechanical penalty flags there. Great night for football here at Crest.
Not the best job of the officials of letting both sides know what's going on there.
This is Sid Bryson Stadium and Dr. George Litton Field that, of course, is the home to Crest football. Through the hands of the punter, and the loose football is going to give Weddington, sadly, the ball at around the 10-yard line. Rob, that is the last thing that you needed to have happen.
You're playing an excellent football team, and if you give them extra opportunities, it's really going to come back to bite you. And here's a prime example, a chance to let Weddington get on the scoreboard really without having to work that hard for it.
Just simply went through the hands and under the legs of Carson Greer. And it is going to be 1st and 10 for Weddington already at the Charger 11-yard line with that 21-3 lead by this top 50 team in the nation. Quarterback keeper, it appears, running that quarter Actually, they went they went to Anson, so they set up the Wildcat, and that gain will give them maybe just a short gain. Maybe 2 yards on that play. Weddington can get another first down before a touchdown here. That would be at the 1 yard line, by the way. They're at the 9 right now, and it'll be second down. Triple receivers to the near side, one to the far side, but I'm not so sure they'll go to the air. Let's watch the back. Anson in that Wildcat again. Here's a pitch this time, and Marino's got it. Good job by the Chargers on the corners to stop him at the 10-yard line, and a flag on this play. And there's a good CSI Mechanical penalty flag, folks, because it's holding on the offense.
Hey!
Stephen Churka and the fine folks, those guys that do the work, AC, heating, and refrigeration, CSI Mechanical. This will take the ball back to the 21 after the penalty flag. Don't forget that when it's all over for us tonight, including our postgame show, we'll move into the Full Throttle Power Sports postgame show on all of our stations along KTC, the network, and still on YouTube and online. Kevin Hastings and the crew, all the finals of the night, and phone conversations with the radio crews. A pass out in the flat is caught by the running back, Anson, and Anson will be driven out, but not before he is inside the 10-yard line.
28-21, Catholic leads Kings Mountain in the fourth quarter.
Well, Kings Mountain has stayed in that fight tonight. The question is there going to be enough time for them to find a way to catch Catholic? Good game going on in that one tonight. Under just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, and threatening again is Weddington. Quarterback looking, going to go to the corner of the end zone, and in all kinds of traffic, unbelievable grab. You're talking about a guy that was covered up by 3 green jerseys, and he comes down with the football. I believe that was Ian Gilbert, and there's another Weddington touchdown.
Sometimes you just got to knock the football down.
That's about right, Rob. That's a made new touchdown. Remember, they'll leave your office spotless. They serve Cleveland County with professional care, and you can trust. Book them today at newcleaningco.com. Let's go down to 10.
What a catch in the corner of the end zone. Here's McNulty to try to add to this 27-3, and he does right down the middle. Kickstart your vehicle's health with Fountain Electric's Fountain Auto on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's all Weddington. They're rolling. They lead Crest now 28-3. This is KTCBroadcasting.com.
Is your home or business in need of a new roof or gutters? Look no further than Gutter Guys. Gutter Guys provides complete gutter and roofing solutions in our entire area, and even in Columbia, South Carolina. With over 22 years' experience, Gutter Guys specializes in metal and shingle roofing, seamless gutters, and copper works. If your roof and gutters need some attention, Gutter Guys is here to help you. No job is too big or too small. So give them a call today at 704-879-4384 for Gutter Guys. Serving the Carolinas since 2003.
Help! Help! He's back in town!
Yeah, I'm back in town, and this town is going down. It's me, Clint Eatswood, and I can't be stopped. I eat all the wood I see, and there's nothing you can do.
Someone call H&H Pest Control. They'll stop Clint Eatswood.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Stop Clint Eatswood before he destroys your home. Call H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing at 704-482-2847. Online at hhpci.com.
On the kick return for Crest, some short yardage and one of their better starting positions of the night. They'll be at the 32, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there. Crest now down 28-3. We'll recap that last score here in just a moment. And we've got somebody jumping off sides, another penalty flag, and one of the defensive linemen, number 51, who is Funderburg, was actually pushing a Crest guy down during all of that, but Crest is the guilty party for the CSI mechanical penalty flag. It's just been one of those kind of nights. Pass is overthrown in traffic, trying to get to Michael Edwards on a slant pass, and just couldn't connect with him. He was in tight coverage at the 33. Let's take a look and do a quick scoring recap presented by Lovebirds Pizza. All the pizzas are made fresh with their signature Southern style Fred pizza dough. Walter Hull and his wife got a great operation going with Lovebirds. We saw Weddington get the ball on the bad punt snap at the Crest 11. A few plays later, they had the 9-yard touchdown pass. Going to go deep downfield, and there'll be nobody there. The intended receiver stopping at about the 45. I don't know if Thompson had already given up or if he was just maybe even being held by the defender, but Rob, another miscue, and it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if somebody broke the route off early or what went on there, but there was no receiver in sight.
So the Chargers having a tough night against this prospect of some 7 defenders for Division I football. We already know several of them already chosen their college. And I think Crest has decided they're going to talk things over before they go with the next play. We'll take a break as well. On the Fountain Electric scoreboard in our third quarter, it's all Weddington at the moment. They lead Crest 28-3 on KTC Broadcasting.
Yes, Cleveland and Rutherford counties, there's a mobile home supply store here for you. That's H&M Industries between Shelby and Forest City, right off Highway 74 West. No matter what you need, mobile home doors, windows, tubs, showers, roofing, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, hardware, and more. Anything. See H&M Industries for your mobile home supplies. Located at 3931 Sunset Boulevard, Shelby, off Highway 74 West. Online at hmiindustries.com. Call 704-434-9900. Like them on Facebook, too. To get that high grass cut down, you need an attack cat. Like a new Bobcat mower from Hojo Outdoor Power in Shelby. Jump on that grass with a new Bobcat. Come check out their line of Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing at 0% for up to 48 months. There's nothing like a Bobcat. From Hojo Outdoor Power, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
3rd down and long for Crest. Eli Hamrick running out of the pocket. Can he find anybody? Nope. He's just going to have to run along the Crest sidelines, and they're coming after him. And he's not going to be anywhere near the first down. He just runs completely out of room. He'll be out at the 33-yard line, and that takes Crest back to another 4th down and long. Rob, you're down 28-3, and I'm wondering, is there any possibility you're going to – nope, you're not going to keep the offense in here. You don't want to give, if anything, you don't want to give a short field again to Weddington. It's going to be tough enough coming off of a punt of around on the 20-yard line.
And if you're the Chargers now, you just – whatever you do the rest of this game, you want to do it well. Yeah, you've had some bad habits, some bad things go on.
You're exactly right. There's the punt of the pigskin presented by the Big E. Matt Lee, the return man that had a big one a little while ago. This time he will call for the fair catch, and his team will have it 1st and 10 at the 34. Let's recap the Big E right quick. They're known as Upstate Carolina's complete entertainment center in Gaffney. They got the game room, the laser tag arena, the bowling, and, of course, an 8-screen movie theater located at the factory outlets off of Interstate 85 in Gaffney, South Carolina.
I have to wonder if they're showing the new Spinal Tap movie this weekend.
I wouldn't mind seeing that one. It's been a long time since that first one came out. Here's a inside handoff, and again, Crest just not able to wrap up in the backfield. That should have been no gain, and Weddington again turns it into something. Barino running to the outside corner, and he will get a few yards.
Yeah, again, it just speaks to the effort that you're seeing right now, that again, every play, they continue to make a great effort.
Yep, they get 2 out of that. Regardless of even if Crest is able to get some scoring in before the end of this game, it's looking pretty doubtful. You just got to lick your wounds and learn from this, that you don't want to face this kind of a situation again, no matter how good of a football team you're playing. Here's a fake snap, and Walker Powell, the QB, will run the football this time, and he'll be just shy of the 40. Rob, another thing that happens after tonight's game is Crest actually has a bye week, so they won't be in action again for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're going to come at the right time, I think, for this football team to go back and look at the things they're going to say they need to work on after this one to get better for the stretch run.
Yep, that's going to be crucial in that those final games to come coming off of the break. 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Weddington with that 28-3 lead. Quick pass out in the flat, and I think it was underthrown, so incomplete. The intended receiver, Kelson Tate, and we hate to admit it, but he's had a big night. He's got 3 of the 4 touchdowns for his team tonight.
And, you look at the rest of the schedule, it doesn't get any easier. You still have games with Ashbrook, Kings Mountain, South Point, Hunter Huss. All 4 of those teams ranked in the state in their classifications. I mean, it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, those Gaston County battles are going to be big in the conference and going to decide a lot about playoff positioning. So, yeah, those are going to be big time. So something we don't see very often in this game so far tonight, and that is that Weddington will punt the football to Crest. But that's the decision by Coach Capone with that 28-3 lead. So here is the Big E punt of the pigskin, a high, tremendous punt. And Thompson is probably would have called the fair catch if the ball would have made it to him. He was standing at about the 25, rolls and dies just inside the 35. So Crest will go on offense. And, Rob, there's still some time to go in this game. So, if anything, see if you can move the ball downfield.
Yeah, again, some positive momentum to finish this game out.
Similar to where they were last time on offense, the Chargers will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. They started at the 32 on that last offensive series. Crowd has certainly got quiet below us here at the stadium tonight. We do have a back in the backfield this time, going back to Gamble back there, but Eli wanted to go deep downfield. Michael Edwards, is he there? Edwards falling backwards, and he can't hang on at the 15. Rob, it's just been that kind of night.
In his hands again.
He beat the defender. It was an excellent throw by Eli Hamrick, but Rob, it's just like nothing's meant to be tonight.
You're right, Paul. It's just one of those nights where, I mean, the ball, again, we saw it. How many times have we seen Mike Edwards make pitches look easier than that? And it was there, and it just bounced right out when he went to the ground. What a shame.
Yeah, he comes off to the sideline. He is a frustrated young man because Michael Edwards, well, he makes a statement in most every Crest game.
He sure does.
Whew. Well, here we go.
Wow.
2nd and 10. Chargers still fighting, trying to find that play. Here's an inside handoff, but, man, they read it well. And that is, I believe, Malachi Gamble taken down quickly, and the Chargers will lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, just the interior of that Weddington defense, so hard to run against. If one understand, we're actually going to get better defensively. West Charlotte's the best player in the secondary, understands transferring to Weddington.
Is that right?
He's fixing to join this team. So.
Oh, man.
7A, get ready. They're going to be tough to knock out.
3rd down. Here comes a defender, and there goes our first sack, I believe, of the night, as they're going to get to Eli Hamrick. And there were a couple of the big guys, but one of them was Aiden Harris, number 6. His brother Andrew and himself, a linebacker, a defensive lineman, as we've talked about throughout the night, already have decided to commit to the Gamecocks, and that's certainly big news for the folks in Columbia.
Yeah, big part of that exciting class South Carolina is bringing in.
Well, Robbie, Crest won't be the only Cleveland County team to lose for the first time this season. Charlotte Catholic has defeated Kings Mountain in a close one, 28-21.
Good battle there. You knew it was going to be. Catholic, a tough place to win.
Big E punt of the pigskin, and this time an excellent job on that kick by Greer. It rolls to Manley, and he's only able to get his hands on it, then has to go down immediately as the Chargers are coming after him. So no return on that punt, and this time for Weddington, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Time for a Cleveland Community College sideline report. Tim, the stands seem to be pretty quiet. What's the atmosphere like on the sidelines?
Yeah, Paul, the crowd really quiet. Just missed opportunities on some of these big pass opportunities, and Weddington taking control of it as their offense, unfortunately, back on the field. If you're a Charger fan, back up to you.
And again, hard for these running backs to be brought down. They might even have a fresh number out there. I'll double check that, but they pick up some yardage as they go from the 43 to the midfield stripe, and there'll not be another play in the third quarter. That'll wrap us up after 3 quarters of play on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. Weddington 28, Crest 3, and we're coming right back with our live coverage from Crest on ktcbroadcasting.com.
We're going down to the Honda shop. I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Get on your Honda and ride red during the Ride Red Summer Sales event at Honda Motorcycles in Shelby. For over 45 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area with sales, parts, and service. And now get low-rate financing during the Honda Ride Red Sales event. Use your bonus bucks on accessories, a down payment, or the Honda Care Protection Plan during the Ride Red Summer Sales event. Going on now at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
It's tailgate season, football fans, and at Ingles, that means it's grilling season. I mean, the grill is basically shaped like a stadium. A meat stadium. Those grill grates, kind of like yard markers. The sizzle of those delicious steaks, burgers, and dogs. The roar of the crowd. So, who's hungry for some good old-fashioned tailgate food? And a hometown victory? I know I am. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
We enter the fourth quarter presented by Utility Tree Service. We're Chargers, we're better. Providing free quotes, and you can learn more about them at their Facebook page. You got a tree problem, got some limbs that you're concerned about, get in touch with Utility Tree Service.
Threw the flag and waved it off.
Okay, well, as I'm mentioning a sponsor, Rob lets us know we got a flag, but no, we don't have a flag. Here's a pitch play and trying to cut the corner. Now we're going to cut up inside and take a gain that should have been 1 yard and got several yards, and that is a newcomer in our game, a young man by the name of Brian Walker, number 26, running the ball and giving Weddington the Mipablito first down.
Well, I think you see with all of their running backs, they do a good job of following their blockers into the hole.
Yeah.
And once again, they show them being patient, waiting on them to spring the run.
Here he comes again, and this fresh set of legs is doing some damage right up the middle between those hash marks, finding the good blocking, and now to the Charger 31-yard line, and I believe they're going to move the chains again, back-to-back Mipablito first downs. This is not going to be a night Crest is going to want to remember unless you build and learn from it, because you're already down 28-3, over 11 minutes to go in the final quarter. Going to the outside this time, and again, a big gain for the newcomer, Brian Walker, to the Charger 25. Rob, even though you can't see it in any scoring because you've only had a field goal in the first quarter tonight, I'm beginning to think now that some of those Chargers defenders are wearing down a bit too.
Yeah, I think, they spend a lot of time on the field in this game, without a doubt.
Smart coach game by Capone and Weddington tonight. Quarterback keeper here, it appears. Yes, and we'll take it to the 34 and not much more than that. Or excuse me, the 24, I should say. Just a 1 yard gain that time, and Walker Powell And I'm noticing now that they have gone to their backup quarterback. So let me now mention the name of Paxton Latner, number 16, the sophomore.
I'm about to say, I believe a sophomore for this Weddington team.
Could be the future quarterback of this team. He's in there. Walker again, and Walker off that right corner will get to the 20-yard line, and again, they'll move the chains. So, Rob, if anything here, as we've still got just over 10 minutes to go in our game, the Warriors just simply may be adding to the lead unless Crest can come up with some big stops. Triple receivers to the near side, none to the outside, and one back, and another newcomer, Nick Wagner, number 34 now in the game. And remember, we've got the new quarterback in there as well, Latner. Ladner looking, a short pass in the flat, and hit immediately. That's the kind of Crest tackling we love to see, brought down back at the 35-yard line. What a hard hit by Dakota Smith for Crest.
Yeah, Dakota's done a good job this year in the secondary for the Chargers, going back to that Shelby game, the way he played in that one.
Second down and close to 15 after the loss. With the newcomers in the game now on offense for Weddington. Ladner, the QB, will hand off, and this is a big fullback type running back we're seeing now in Nick Wagner in the game, and he will get a short gain to the 24. Want to remind you, we'll have our stadium postgame show, recapping this one tonight, presented by Stamey Funeral Home in Fallston. We'll be naming our players of the night as well. Ladner got time looking, a pass thrown and thrown short, incomplete at the 18-yard line. The intended receiver there was Jacoby Abram, another young guy that's coming to the game, sophomore wideout. And it appears they're going to try for a fairly long field goal here on fourth down. All right, Tall Tim, time for a Cleveland Community College sideline report. This is going to be an over 40-yard field goal.
Yes, from 40 for Owen McNulty to try to extend this, Paul, to a 4-touchdown lead. Let's see if the Chargers can get a hand on this. Still fighting hard on a night where Weddington has been in total control. There's a snap. Kick is up, and it looks good. And from 40 yards, it is good. They got a lot of weapons, Paul. We'll remind you, providing electrical services and contracting across the region on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's now Weddington 31, Crest 3. This is KTCBroadcasting.com.
Why should you buy from Discovery Nissan in Shelby? Well, there's plenty of reasons. First, the selection. Over 200 vehicles in stock. Also a 3-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on new purchases. Conditions do apply. Also, the first 2 oil changes are free. And Discovery Nissan is paying a $500 referral fee. And coming Saturday, September 20th from 4 to 5 is their first ever car care clinic. Experience the difference at Discovery Nissan, where community commitment and cars come together. 631 South Post Road, Shelby. Online at discoverynissan.com. Your Train dealer for Cleveland County and the surrounding areas is CSI Mechanical. And right now, Train is offering some great fall specials, like up to $600 in rebates for qualified Train air conditioners and furnaces, up to $2,000 on qualified Train heat pumps, and up to $1,200 for other eligible expenses, like electrical upgrades for heat pump installations. Find out more. Call your local Train dealer, CSI Mechanical, 704-600-6267. Online at csimechanical.com, located at 410 South Post Road in Shelby.
The kick from Weddington to Crest is not kicked deep. One of the upmen will take it, and it'll be a fair catch by the Chargers. And that was Bradley who brought that one in. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Crest at their own 31-yard line as they go back to work on offense. Now down 31-3 to Weddington. Going to go deep downfield again. Thompson trying to make that grab, and we're going to have interference. A flag at the 35 on number 22, who is Ace Clements, a talented corner for this Weddington team. And, Rob, this will be a big break for the Crest offense.
Yeah, bring it up. If you get 15 yards on it and give your Crest, still trying to work towards that first touchdown, get into the end zone in this one.
We got to give the kicker, Minoltry, a lot of credit for a 41-yard field goal a moment ago. That's the scoring recap by Lovebirds Pizza. Crest will keep it on the ground. We haven't seen much running out of this team except the quarterback tonight. And they're going to get some yardage there as they use Jason Black. And he'll take it inside Weddington territory to the 47. South Point's had no trouble tonight, winning 32-7 over Mount Pleasant. Black again coming to the outside corner, and a great job by this young man running over several white jerseys and takes it inside the 40.
That's something that they was wanting to get him more involved in the offense. In the running game was Jason Black, so keep that as the Chargers move forward into the bye week and into conference play.
Mi Pablito first down. Remember, Friday Night Lights, football fans, and Mi Pablito food. Now that is a winning combination. 1st and 10 for the Chargers, and Eli Hamrick on the quarterback keeper. They'll wrap him up around the ankles, but not before he's getting to the 33-yard line. Five yards on the quarterback keeper by Eli Hamrick. And, Rob, if anything, if you're Crest and you've got 7 minutes and 33 seconds, you want a touchdown before this game's over.
Absolutely.
Make yourself feel a little bit better about this kind of a night. And Crest having a touchdown would be something. Hamrick's in trouble again, and he will go down. One of the big guns on defense just chased him down in the backfield, gets him and drags him back to the 40-yard line. Beckett Powell, who is coming off of the sidelines and entering the game, a sophomore, by the way, for Weddington. As a part of our post game, Tim Foster will have an opportunity to try to get some comments from Greg Lloyd on what's been a tough night. And we appreciate the coaches speaking to us with Rob in our post game show, halftime and post game generally so far this season. Lining up here with triple receivers to the far side. Going to go to the far side. Michael Edwards, can he bust away from the defenders? No, he cannot. Quickly taken down at the 42.
Yeah, got a flag over about the 50.
Okay, you're right about that. Let's see what this flag's going to lead to. A CSI mechanical penalty flag.
False start.
Offense and the false start penalty.
I bet it's probably declined. Yeah, it'll be declined.
Weddington's going to be competing now. Remember, in North Carolina, we've now got 8 different divisions, 1A to 8A. So they're going to be in that 7.
Mm-hmm.
And as much talent as they've got, Rob, I'm still not going to say that they're going to win a state championship. It's going to be tough. Here's a pass along the Crest sideline. Was it brought in time? Nope, incomplete, out of bounds even if he caught it. Namaje Thompson, the intended receiver. And that will turn it back over to Weddington. And now the stands are really beginning to clear out with only 6 minutes to go in our game, and Crest down by that 31-3 score to Weddington. Cleveland Community College. Remember, short-term job training in manufacturing, trades, and healthcare are all available. Start now at clevelandcc.edu. Let's go down for Cleveland Community College report. And, Tim, as they run a play, we'll still go ahead and give it to you for this quick play and what's going on in this game.
Yeah, Paul, is Weddington running the ball again, starting to bring some reserves in. Paul, Crest has scored in double figures in 57 straight games, and that might be getting ready to end here tonight. They've been dominated. I mean, there's no other way to talk about it. Missed opportunities, but, you know, they've dominated early in the year. They've been dominated tonight. I think going forward as we come back up to you for this second down, during this bye week, got to mentally get refocused, and conference season's coming. But for the Chargers, really a tough night as we go back up to you.
Okay, thank you for the Cleveland Community College sideline report. Remember, we got a backup quarterback in the game now, and as Tim said, a number of reserves, keeping it between the hash marks, just straight ahead behind the offensive line. And this time the running back is Marcus Lyerly, and running back that's getting some playing time, as well as several other new names we've mentioned in the last few minutes for Weddington. Ball's at the 44-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and 12. Paxton Ladner is the backup sophomore quarterback in the game here in this 4th quarter. We got a loose football, and it pops into the hands of the running back, Lyerly, and he's on top of it, and they lose yards, but they've still got the ball back to the 39.
Looks like they'll bring the punting unit on.
You're right, Rob, they will, and Crest will have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to try to get a touchdown. As Tim said, they've got quite a streak. You'd hate to see that come to an end. You know you're going to lose tonight, but maybe there's a way to get to that end zone with the reserves in there. This is a high snap going back as the punter on the Big E punt of the pigskin. Melton, instead of trying to make a play on this ball, it's going to end up rolling all the way back to the 20. So if Crest is going to find a way to score before the end of the game, they're going to have to go 80 yards with 3 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the game. Melton did not have an opportunity for a return on that Big E punt of the pigskin. Rob, after the open week, Forest View will be the opponent for the Chargers 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, back here to take on that Forest View Jaguar team to try to get the first conference win under your belt. And the first 5A team you have seen this year.
You're right. Find that hole. Here comes Black. Take advantage of it. He gets to the 35, and thank goodness the whistle was blown as he goes down because the football was loose, but the play was over. That's a Mi Pablito first down for Crest.
Like you said again, if you're the Chargers out there, play till the whistle blows, till the horn sounds in this one. You got to keep going full force.
Yes, sir. I don't want to see that trend of a no touchdown in a game in. Over the middle, pass is caught, and the first catch of the night and a big one for Romeo Sanders, who takes it just inside the 45 of Weddington. Yeah, that's what we're rooting for now, Crest fans. We know we're going down tonight to one of the top teams in all the state and considered a top 50 in the nation, but let's at least try to get a touchdown before it's over. Got to keep it on the ground here, and Black is a man again, but he's not going to be able to cut the corner near side of the field. Weddington doing a good pursuit there down at the 45.
And actually stumbled a little bit when he first got the football, and
yeah,
once he couldn't plant, there was nowhere for him to go.
Crest has had more Mi Pablito first downs in the second half now than they did in the first half. Only 4 at halftime tonight. I've got them unofficially with 6 now. Quick pass, and the defenders are just going to be back there. You're in traffic, and there's nowhere for Namaje Thompson to go. So, again, Rob, instead of gaining, they lose a yard. And this hope of getting a touchdown, again, gets a little dimmer. You got 2:22, but right now you need 12 yards for a first down on 3rd down. This time we'll see double receivers to the far side of the field, one to the near side. And it'll be Eli Hamrick. Can he get that first down? Trying with everything he's got, and he's going to be awful close on the quarterback keeper. Ran into a lot of defenders, and again,
they may just be tad short here.
Yep, Rob, just a tad it is. We're going to call it 4th and 1. clock running. We're down to 1:45 to go in our game. Crest trying to at least keep that streak of a touchdown in every game going for some time alive. Straight ahead, is it going to be enough? I think thanks to the offensive line that the running back, who is Malachi Gamble, was pushed far enough for the Mi Pueblito first down. Good job there. 1st and 10. The ball just shy of the Weddington 33. Eli Hamrick, starting quarterback, remains in. We're down to almost a minute, and that's all that's left in this game. He's going to go towards the end zone and Loctite coverage. And, oh, my. Yes, what a catch. What a catch. Namaje Thompson. He looks like he may be hurt at the end of that play. But, my God, Robbie held on to it in double coverage. So at least in this loss tonight, we keep the touchdown streak going. That was a beauty of 34 yards from Eli Hamrick in the very right and back corner of the end zone. Tall Tim, as we go down to you along the sidelines, I hope that Thompson's going to be okay, but what an effort in double coverage to come up with that football.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. That was a tough catch. Showed a lot of heart bringing that in on a night, Paul, where the Chargers have been knocked around, and we're going to keep an eye on him. It looks like he, from my perspective, looking up the sideline, he's up on his feet. And remember, Paul, if Greer can make this extra point, we're looking for something positive tonight. Crest fans, 58 consecutive games in double figures. If Carson Greer can cut this to a 31-10 Weddington game. But what a Weddington team we've seen tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be awfully tough. I think them and Grimsley are going to fight it out in 7A. There's a snap. Here's Greer's kick. It's up, and it is good. Kickstart your vehicle's health with Fountain Electric's Fountain Auto on the Fountain Electric scoreboard. It's now Weddington 31, Crest. This is KDCBroadcasting.com.
For 17 straight years, Via Health Partners has been voted #1 in hospice. There's got to be a reason. Via Health Partners provides exceptional care. The comfort of their patients is their top concern, and that's why they offer hospice care wherever a patient calls home. Via Health Partners is there where you need them and when you need them. Find out more by visiting their website at viahp.org. Again, viahp.org. Voted #1 in hospice for 17 straight years. Via Health Partners, founded as Hospice of Cleveland County. There might be other Coyote tractor dealers in the area, but there is only one that stands above the rest, and that's Weston Sales in Vail. There's a reason they have been one of the top-selling Coyote tractor dealers in America today. Some reasons could be quality of service, friendly people, and yes, price. They will not be undersold on a new Coyote tractor. There's one waiting for you, Coyote and Weston Sales, synonymous in the tractor industry today. See them at 110 Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westoncels.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Creer's kick to Weddington, and on the return from about the 3, across to about the 23-yard line, there is the return there for Weddington, and this time that was Rex Conlon, number 30. Quickly, the scoring recap presented by Lovebird's Pizza. All the pizzas made fresh on that signature Southern-style fried pizza dough. So good. Walter Hall and his wife, well, the Chargers got the ball at their own 20, had to go 80 yards, and 7 plays later, the 34-yard touchdown pass from, of course, our quarterback Hamrick to Namaje Thompson in the back corner of the end zone. 51 seconds remain, and back to the run with reserves in. A short gain there for this Weddington team. Weddington, as we talked about in our pregame show, and many of you probably knew this coming in, they did have a loss earlier in the season, week number 2 to Myers Park, a very good program over there in Charlotte. So with their win tonight, they will go to 3-1 on the early season. Crest will be a 3-1 team as well at the end of the night. And Rob, thanks to Trey Albright, you'll have the final stats to go over in our post-game show. We'll run down a few scores, and then, of course, we'll be going back to the guys at KTC Broadcasting for their big post-game show.
Forestry gets to win 42-28 over Lake Norman Charter.
All right, thank you. Another team that Crest will be seeing soon. Well, there is another run play, and that should be the final play, and good to see some of these players giving a pat on the helmet in respect to one another, and I really like what I'm seeing in the sportsmanship for Crest of Paxton Dobbins, who made sure to go up and shake hands and pat the helmets, and now the teams will line up, and they'll do the same. They'll greet as we come to an end in this one. Not the night you wanted, but a night where Weddington comes in and gives Crest their first loss of the season. Final score on the Fountain Electric scoreboard, Weddington beats the Crest Chargers by a final of 31-10. The Stamey Funeral Home post-game show is on the way next when our coverage continues right here on KTC Broadcasting.
Experience, quality, and guaranteed service. That's what you get from Shelby Transmission Specialists. They do straight drives and automatic transmissions. They can repair and rebuild transmissions, and they sell parts as well. So if you have transmission trouble, see the experts, Hal, Jimmy, Billy, and Danielle at Shelby Transmission Specialists, 734 Nally Drive, just off Highway 226 North in Shelby. Call 704-482-8756 for Shelby Transmission Specialists. It's an end of summer clearance sale at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. Come see how easy it is for you to be a satisfied customer. On the lot right now, take a look at a 2011 Audi for $89.95. How about a 2014 Volkswagen Jetta Sports Wagon for $11,995? SNR Auto Sales has a 2017 Honda Ridgeline, $13,995, and a 2012 Volkswagen Beetle Bright Red, $10,995. See the inventory online at srautosales.com. SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Like them on Facebook, too.
Come see what they've rounded up at the Roundup store in Shelby. Just arrived a big new shipment of outdoor wooden furniture. See the double rockers, regular rockers, Adirondack chairs, and picnic tables too. The Roundup store has cabinets and vanities, windows and doors, and of course, those famous Roundup storage buildings and gazebos. The Roundup store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at theroundupstoreshelby.com. Serving our area now for over 60 years. Open 8:30 till 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8:30 till noon on Saturday.
Before the big game, head to the Substation 2 for the best subs in town. And they're local folks just like you, serving Shelby and Cleveland County since 1978. The subs are so good at the Substation 2. And now delivery is available by Uber Eats and DoorDash. Just call 704-482-1220. Again, 704-482-1220. From subs to salads and more, it's the Substation 2, 611 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 8:30. That's the Substation 2 in Shelby.
Who's the full-service insurance agency that can process all types of insurance? The answer, Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They represent over 20 major insurance carriers, quality and top names like Auto Owners, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Liberty Mutual, and Travelers. Maxwell B. Hamrick, dedicated to its customers just like they've been since the 1950s, and also dedicated to Cleveland County high school football. Offices in Shelby and Boiling Springs. Manager Bill Daves invites you by.
It's time to discover Ronaldo Honda in Shelby. Get your best deal at Ronaldo Honda or they'll pay you $1,000. Come in for all the details. They'll even deliver to your home. Plus, Ronaldo Honda gives you the best possible trade dollar. They value your trade. Get an appraisal today. And don't forget about Ronaldo Honda's certified pre-owned vehicles. Find out more at Ronaldo Honda, 4421 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at ronaldohonda.com.
Paul Foster back with the Robster Robbie Roop. Tim Foster is on the field. We'll go to him momentarily and welcome in to the Stadium Postgame Show presented by Stamey Funeral Home of Fallston for Crest Chargers football. And as we come into this postgame, we're talking about a Crest loss for the first time this season. The final score was 31-10. And we're going to immediately get ready to go down onto the field here momentarily. And it looks like that our guys in place, tall Tim Foster, ready to speak with Greg Lloyd as we go down right now, presented by Cleveland Community College. Tim, take it away. Okay, looks like he's needing to pull the coach. They're getting in position, so hang on. Now I see the mic's waving. He's in position, and we're ready to. Let's go down to Tim. He's got Coach Greg Lloyd for the final thoughts of the night.
Okay, thanks very much, Paul. Here with head coach Greg Lloyd. Greg, I tell you, when things are going good, you know, we've talked to you all year with the first 3 games, but tough night tonight. I mean, you know, we could try to sugarcoat it, but they really dominated you guys. But let's talk about the different aspects of the game. I thought their defensive line, as we talked about, was as good as advertised. Yes. Hard to believe you'll see another one like that. Talk about that aspect tonight in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they're a dominant front seven for sure. It's probably the best I've seen, and I've coached a very, very, very long time.
You've been coaching a long time.
Yeah, and I think they have the best 7 kids up front that I've seen. So, I mean, we weren't playing patches in there tonight. No. So, you know, and they got us behind the stick some, and then we'd made some plays, but we just, you know, we had a chance a couple times to get in the end zone. It would kind of could have kept us in reach, and it didn't happen. But I thought they did a good job. Really credit to Weddington. They're as good as advertised, and they're definitely one of the best teams in the state, and I'm sure it's the best team we'll see. But we got to get better. We got to work on some things, but we will. We're going to be a tough out, and you know, we got a good group.
You got a great football team. I thought a couple things. Me observing down here, there was a white jersey on top of a green jersey every time. Sure. But we got to talk a little bit about the drops. Do you think mentally your kids kind of got affected as the game went on because of what they were doing physically?
Yeah, I think we was pressing a little bit because they knew we needed to make something happen, and I think we almost was trying too hard and not letting the game come to us because, you know, we ain't calling out anybody, but I mean those guys usually catch the ball, you know, so they got really good hands, and you know, and I thought Eli threw the ball pretty well. I mean, just to be honest with you, and it just, you know, they had a good plan, and they're good, and they're a veteran team with a lot of seniors on that front seven.
A lot of championship experience.
Oh man, and but you know, our kids battled. You know, 31-10. Obviously nothing great tonight, but we'll be back and we'll be better.
Talk about the bye week. Talk about conference play in 2 weeks. The mental aspect, healing up, and getting ready for Forrestview.
Yeah, I think that's it. And we got through the 3-1 after the non-conference. Had a pretty tough non-conference schedule. Yeah, we're 3-1. We're going to be sitting pretty good. RPI is going to be really good, and you know, we got 6 games, and I think we're good enough to win all 6 and get that top seed in the 5A West, and that's what our goal is.
Coach, your class act. We appreciate it on a tough night, and good luck to the Chargers as you get ready for conference play.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Paul, let's send it back up to you. Thanks.
Okay, hey, boy, great reception and a great job on the interview, Tim, with Greg Lloyd, who certainly was very complimentary to the Weddington team that they lose to tonight by a final of 31-10. Rob and myself will get ourselves totally together, and when we come back, we'll go over those stats of the night, a quick scoring summary. We'll name our players of the game, and we'll look ahead as we talk more Crest football here on our presentation from KTC Broadcasting from Crest when we come back on the Stamey Funeral Home of Fallston post-game show.
Olmsted Plumbing hopes you're enjoying the summer heat safely. Yes, it's officially summer. Time to plan for longer days and shorter nights. Maybe it's time for you to go plumb crazy and get that outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of. Or get an outdoor shower for the patio. Or get that yard hydrant closer to the garden. Remember, preventative maintenance can avert a catastrophe this summer. But if you have a plumbing emergency, call the guys at Olmsted Plumbing, 828-245-7302. Online at olmstedplumbing.com. Get back to loving your plumbing and loving your summer.
You guys having a party too?
Yeah, just having some friends over for the game. Is that safe?
More plugs, more power.
You're all ready for the game. 4 new outlets, all with USB, and the projector's hooked up to a new dedicated line.
Oh, heck no.
He likes to do it all himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's Bob Malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Escape the elements and get back to comfortable with James River Equipment's Back to Cool special. Step inside a John Deere 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder tractor and enjoy the ultimate operator experience. The premium cab keeps you out of the dust, dirt, and bugs, while air-ride seats and quiet climate-controlled interior lets you focus on getting more done. With up to $5,000 off and 0% financing for 72 months, there's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. James River delivers. Ends 9/26/25 with approved credit from John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
James River Equipment Company, 703 North Post Road, Shelby. Serving the foothills for over 100 years, S&C Fuel Delivery, formerly Lutz Petroleum, is your reliable source for delivery of diesel, gasoline, propane, lubricants, and heating oil, straight to your tank. Pumps are open to the public for fill-up. Delivery available in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. S&C Fuel is locally family-owned and veteran-operated, committed to keeping our community running, trusted by homeowners, farms, and businesses. Office located on Oakland Road in Spindale. Schedule your next delivery with S&C Fuel at 828-286-3419.
Stadium postgame show from Crest, presented by Stamey Funeral Home in Falston, continues. Crest goes down for the first time this season to this talented Weddington team. Final score, 31-10. We're going to send it over to the Robster, Robbie Roop. Rob, thanks to Trey Albright, our on the sidelines Crest statistician, has got a recap of these stats on a tough night for Crest.
Yeah, start with the Weddington Warriors. Walker Powell, their quarterback tonight, 9 of 14. Through there, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did not have any rushing attempts. 200-yard rushers for Weddington tonight. Brody Anson had 17 carries, 111 yards, and Anthony Benito 9 carries, 100 yards. So overall for Weddington, 344 total yards of offense. They have 12 first downs, 6 penalties for 70 yards, and they had 1 turnover. Now let's take a look for the Chargers. We can get the pages open. There we go. Eli Hamrick, 14 of 30 through the air, 115 yards. He did have a touchdown. He had 12 rushing attempts for 36 yards. Jason Black had 3 rushing attempts for 30 yards. Majay Thompson had 3 receptions, 50 yards, and a touchdown for the Chargers. And on the night for the Chargers, they had 186 total yards, 12 first downs, and it has 7 penalties for 50 yards and no turnovers for the Chargers. A tough night to get anything really going offensively against that very stout Weddington defense.
Thank you for those details, Rob. We really appreciate it. Let's quickly look at the second half scoring summary, and let's just mention the one and only Crest score coming with just under a minute to go in our game. The 33-yard pass as Hamrick would hit Thompson, and you got to give Thompson all kind of credit. He was in the right back corner of the end zone, double defenders, and somehow he came down with that football. So he keeps the streak going. If I'm not mistaken, it's 58 or 59 straight games in a row that Crest has finished a game with a touchdown, even in some losses, which there's been more wins than losses over that streak, by the way. And then Carson Greer hit the extra point. For this Weddington team, they already had the 21-3 lead at halftime. We had a 9-yard pass with 4:09 to go in the third to Ian Gilbert, the receiver, and then McNulty, their excellent kicker, hit the PAT again. They were up 28-3, and then McNulty, great kicker, and who knows, he may be called upon in the playoffs to win a game. He hit a 41-yard field goal with 8:36 to go in the fourth, and that took us to that final score of 31-10. Rob, on a tough night and a loss, let's now go over those players of the night. And we'll begin with the offensive player of the game for Crest in the loss, presented by Marburger Chevrolet of Shelby.
Again, tough night to really get anything going offensively for the Chargers. But I thought, once again, Eli Hamrick, your senior quarterback, good night back there, quarterback for the Chargers. Not his best night that he's had, but, again, opportunities for the Chargers. And again, as Eli goes, so go the Chargers.
That's right. So good choice, Eli. Eli, I tell you what, he put up with a lot tonight. There were a lot of jerseys coming after him, and they didn't start sacking him until later in the game in the second half. They got a couple in on him, but otherwise he survived it, and he did everything, fought hard, running the ball and throwing the ball, especially when we went to the spread offense and for a while had no running backs in the backfield. To the defensive player of the game, presented by Marburger Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram.
I tell you what, I think I want to go with one of the guys up front for the Chargers. How about play Paxton Dobbins tonight for the Chargers defensively?
Absolutely. I tell you what, Dobbins, he really made I saw him actually take a white jersey out of his way, which was rare. We were seeing it on the other side in that second half tonight. He kept fighting Rob just like Eli did, and that's a great choice. And Paxton Dobbins is going to continue to be a very important key to our defense for the rest of the season. Now to the overall player of the game, and that's presented by SNR Auto Sales of Shelby. How are you leaning?
I tell you what, I think I got to go with the guy that got the touchdown. Majay Thompson, 50 yards receiving, that great touchdown catch here in the end zone. What a job by that young man tonight. Again, he's going to be a special player here at Crest and going to be needed down the road. So I thought a nice touchdown reception and a great catch for him in this game.
Remember, he's a junior, folks, so that means we get him for one more season. And, Rob, I totally agree. I was hoping you were going to call his name because I felt sorry for him. He let several passes go out of his fingertips. He should have had some catches in the first half because of the way this defense was working him over. And what did he do? Well, he started making some grabs, and how he made that touchdown was so impressive in double coverage, and he actually had to limp away from the end zone after that play. So congratulations to him. Tall Tim is now here in the press box with us.
Thanks, Paul. And I just want to start out with giving you a score before we get into this one. This is a shocker to me. Not necessarily that Lincoln is in control, but Lincoln is up on Burns now, 49-28. It was 28-21 Burns at the half.
Wow.
They've
That's
outscored Rob Burns 28-0. A lot of people wonder, would there be a team in there other than Burns that maybe could somewhat challenge Shelby? I'm not saying that Lincoln is going to do that. But, Rob, we've seen a little bit of that Lincoln squad offensively that would show us that maybe now that they struggled a little bit against Cherville last week, but what a second half. And now, it possibly could be Lincoln and Shelby battling it out down. But, it could be a three-team race. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Paul and Rob, as far as tonight's game goes, I just thought, and Greg Lloyd said it, one of the best front sevens I ever saw was here at this school 11 years ago in 2014 with the Crest Chargers. This Weddington front defensive seven was not far from that, and they may in some ways been more physical. So much depth in a lot of ways. And Rob, I just go back to the missed opportunities for the Chargers. And in the game against Weddington, you cannot miss any opportunities. I think about, the Chargers having it twice. Remember, inside the 30, they had the one possession where they could not convert. They could have maybe made it 21-10. And then kudos to Weddington, who we talked about winning at the line of scrimmage, Rob, and Weddington really did that all night long.
Yeah, I mean, those guys up front are I've watched a lot of high school football, and that front seven about as good as I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking.
And they're always there.
Yeah.
They are always there in their position.
I mean, they are well coached. They're very athletic, but they're not only athletic, they're smart. They understand the game. They know where they're supposed to be, and that's why they're going to play D1 football after high school. Well, they are some special football players.
Paul, I still believe this has potential to be a really great Crest football team. They've got to mentally refocus because you've got varsity in 2 weeks, and think about even bigger 3 weeks from now. You've got the South Point Red Raiders that are probably going to come to town. Now, they've got a big game with Ashbrook next Friday night. They get through Ashbrook, there's a good chance they come in here 6-0. Possibly, so that's going to be interesting. And I know Shelby, another score I'd seen, Shelby won big tonight, 49, I believe 21 over West Lincoln. I could be off on that score.
49-14.
49-14, excuse me, 49-14 on that. But I think the Chargers, you got to get refocused. This is the type of game that gets you ready for November, but certainly a lot to work on, as Rob, as Coach Lloyd mentioned.
Yeah, Tim, you nailed it. That's why you play this game. You play this game because you want to be playing in December.
Yes.
So you play this game in September to play in December.
A few finals, and then we'll, of course, go to our big show, the Full Throttle Power Sports postgame show with Kevin Hastings in the crowd here in just a few minutes. But Shelby did win as expected tonight, 49-14, the final. Forest View, who we see in 2 weeks, beat Lake Norman Charter 42-28. So they scored a lot of points tonight, which a lot of teams will, sadly, against that Lake Norman team. South Point 32-7 over Mount Pleasant. As we said, Kings Mountain goes down for the first time. Of course, they were playing a quality opponent. Charlotte Catholic winning 28-21. And all the scores will be coming up in just a few minutes for you on our KTC Broadcasting post-game show. So, gentlemen, Crest goes down for the first time this season. As we've talked about, they've got that bye week, a chance to maybe even heal up a little bit. Some of these guys are going to need it. Then you really get to serious again, and you do more work. Not this week, but for the following week, getting ready to host Forest View 2 weeks from tonight. So, if anything, you want to see Crest come back and have something to prove when they play 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's the mental aspect, Paul, is get refocused, conference play. And I tell you, Rob, this conference is loaded. If you're not ready to play, you're going to be in trouble every Friday night in this conference because, you're talking about think about it. We're talking about a conference that includes Crest, a state title contender. South Point, Rob, a state title contender. Ashbrook, a state title contender in 6A. Kings Mountain, possible state title contender in 6A. So you're going to have to be ready each and every Friday night. And I think you get refocused, try to get healthy. And those games, as Coach Lloyd mentioned, Rob, are going to be so huge for your RPI.
That's exactly right. Now, and the RPI is the key. Nothing else counts now as far as playoffs goes. It's all about that RPI number. So you want it to be as good as you can get to get as many games as you can here at home.
And Paul, I'll just say, got a chance to didn't get a chance to talk to him, but got a chance to glance at former Carolina Panther and Georgia Bulldog Thomas Davis. His son, of course, plays for and he looks like he could still play for. And actually, I think maybe can we get him back on the Panthers for a couple of games this year? Maybe I shouldn't have went there, but anyway, I think Panthers fans know what I mean.
Wishful thinking. I wish we were having those kind of Carolina Panther football days. But anyway, that family was in the house tonight for sure. Tim, thank you for a great job along the sideline tonight. Robbie Roop, thank you, sir, as always.
I enjoyed it, and hopefully when we get back together in 2 weeks, we get the Charger victory.
I hope so. So all the Crest fans, including the three of us, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to be watching football next Friday night because we won't be with the Chargers taking that week off. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Again, your final here tonight, Crest losing for the first time this season to this talented Weddington team, 31-10. You've been listening to the Stadium Postgame Show presented by Stamey Funeral Home in Fallston, and you've been listening to Crest Charger Footballs on KTCBroadcasting.com. From Crest, we say good night. Stay with us. Postgame show coming soon.
In Cleveland County, you might see me at a local sporting event, the Cleveland County Fair. We might cross paths at the grocery store or at the next benefit. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local professional when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on most. I'm Bert Kostner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. And to learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money, be sure to ask for me, Bert Kostner, 704-482-2436.
2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Bradley's now is a bucket truck. What does that mean? That means they can now install outdoor signs, even outdoor lighted signs. Talk with them about designing, creating, and installing your new sign. And of course, see them for logo designs, vehicle lettering, banners, magnets, trophies, plaques, acrylics, t-shirts, and more. They are now truly your one-stop shop. Bradley's, 2522 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at bradleysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bradley's now is a bucket truck. What does that mean? That means they can now install outdoor signs, even outdoor lighted signs. Talk with them about designing, creating, and installing your new sign. And of course, see them for logo designs, vehicle lettering, banners, magnets, trophies, plaques, acrylics, t-shirts, and more. They are now truly your one-stop shop. Bradley's, 2522 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at bradleysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too.